Evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Wednesday night stint of racing here at Laguna SECA. We're doing the good old rerun of our split yellow tonight of Laguna SECA, purely because good old server issues, but nevertheless, we're here to enjoy it, and I'm joined by the lovely George Sicanius. George, how are you?
Hello, Nathan. How are you tonight?
Mate, doing great. It's a Wednesday night. Both you and I decided we don't want to drive Laguna, so we might as well sit in the box and laugh at everyone else in their suffering.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. No, look, I like Laguna. I'd need a bit more practice, but yeah, well, this is a good one for us because it's an early night. Normally we do Thursday nights, and tonight we're doing Wednesday night, which is at 7 p.m. So everyone's getting out there to warm up their tyres for qualifying, and it's going to be an hour race tonight. Mandatory fuel stop fixed. So key here tonight is definitely getting track position. The further up the grid you are, the better it is, and they're all going out in their hot laps now. And we've also got a new contestant tonight, Mr. Tafik's in tonight with the Ferrari, who's very rapid around here as well.
Yeah, certainly, obviously we were all talking about it, just jumping in because he's got a bit of time here to able to drive, and it's nice to see him back out on track. I haven't seen too much on, but I know he's an absolute blitz of a driver, and I'm keen to see what he can pull out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. To see if he can shake the boys up the front there, which is the Why Not boys of Stan and Griffin. And I can see with some of the times that I've seen posted up there, you've got a few other guys that have been fairly rapid as well. Kyle Bullett's been up there at the pointy end. So I'm tipping to get polled tonight. It's going to be pretty much into a 21 mid to high. Let's see what happens. The temperatures are pretty warm there at the moment, 25 degrees. Here we are with Justin. He's going out there. The first lap's come through, obviously, Dave Price, 22.3. It's not a bad opening lap. A good banker there with Rondinella in second.
Yeah, not too bad. It's also been interesting to see that Price Davies is already kind of tossing his nose up there in the front of the group for being a pro-am. Normally I'm stuck trying to chase after him in the pack, and now he's long gone ahead of me.
Yeah, the Lexus around here is actually pretty good, same as the Nissan. So, and he's actually been driving fairly decently over the last few weeks. So the more decent runs he gets into him, same as Ibrahim as well. He's been driving very well. A few of these guys have jumped into the Lexus for this season. It's really changed the way they're driving. They're actually got a fair bit of pace going up now.
Yeah, you can certainly speak about driving the cars, especially obviously Stan and the Why Not boys jumping in the good old Lambo for the I believe to beat the Success Bop, but I know you've jumped in the Porsche as well, George. How's that been for you?
The Porsche, you mean the Lambo?
Sorry, the Lambo.
It's a mixed bag at the moment. That's why I'm not racing tonight on this track. I was struggling. Yeah, look, in the right hands, it's pretty quick, but yeah, I'm struggling with it a bit. I've always struggled a bit with the Porsche, and it's got very similar traits to the Porsche. So we're coming in through the times here. We've got Justin's gone to a 22.295. Davies is just off him by 0.017 one thousandths of a second. So the times are starting to drop now. We're going to try to get all the tyres. Tyre temperatures around here is a big thing as well. Cops a bit of a beating. The right rear, just dipping into the grass there. He's up by 0.1. See if he can improve on that. Yeah, the Lambo's a bit of a handful for me, so I am struggling with it a little bit, but I'll stick it out for the season. Hopefully it just makes me a better driver for any other car that I jump in.
So it seems Justin is kind of proving what you can do in the Lambo radios. He's sitting in that top spot, and you can see him still just kind of grazing, fast. He's already gained a bit of time there in the corkscrew, which is good to see, but he's probably going to drop off. Bit of a shame there, because you can see him almost going below his previous time, so it's a bit unfortunate, but it's going to be an interesting battle with Lamborghinis, Lexuses. We've got obviously Taufik there in the Ferrari, who's just put up himself in a P4. Built there in the Nissan. We've kind of set ourselves up for a pretty good battle here on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you have a look at these boys, he's going to go up another 10th here. Yeah, there he goes, 0.187. So a few of the other guys need to find at least a 10th, but it's very, very close. You can see Ibrahim's there, Jaden's there, Davies, Taufik, Kyle's not too bad. I mean, have a look at it. Stan, separated by basically 2/10, or close to 3/10, top 7. That is very, very close for a Wednesday night. That's great to see.
Yeah, certainly. It's also a bit of a weird perspective watching the race from this POV. I know you're probably used to sitting in the midfield. I'm too used to sitting at the back of the field and getting lapped by these guys, but at least it's actually time to see what they're actually doing on track that makes them so quick.
Abraham's on a stonker of lap. He's found himself 0.2 up. Can he maintain this? It's a bit of a slide there. He's gone wide. Yeah, invalidated. Yep. He just invalidated that. You can see just on the corner entry there, he just had a bit of a slide going. Now on with Jaden. 0.06. He needs to try to find a little bit of time coming out. Does he get? Yeah, he finds just that little bit of slide hurt him to get that extra 10. So just improved slightly. Still got a few more laps. There's 5 minutes to go, so they've still got at least another 3, maybe 4 more laps to go, depending on how much fuel they got and depending on how their tyres are holding out.
So I expect good old Loopy there to probably get himself in the top spot, but it seems Griffin's kind of making it hard for him, as he's just gone slightly faster, literally 7, I believe, 10,000ths of a second there, quite literally pushing it to the limit. He's already trying to cement himself in the top spot. Obviously, Loopy here is probably going to try and beat him to it, but he's reasonably level, so we'll have to wait till the end of the lap then and see who else can lap him, do a lap a bit better. But obviously Ibrahim's chucked it in the pits, maybe trying to get some new fuel, some fresh tyres, and hopefully do a nice quick sprint to the end. Same with Taufik there, as I believe he's just coming out of the pits.
Yeah, look, this track probably does pay to do 2 quality runs, get a fresh set of tyres, because the track is very hard on your tyres, so you do get a lot of slide. Some people like to stay at. Here we go. Here we go. Stands up by 0.4. Ooh, this is going to be, if he can maintain it with 2 corners to go, he's maintained at 0.4. This is definitely going to shoot him right up, definitely into the 21s. Just get out of there. Good. Yes, he's maintained it a bit. So, yeah, half a second up. He'll be doing a 21. And there it is, a 21.962, 2/10 up on Justin. Well done, good run. Oh, here we go. This is going to be close. Oh, just lost it coming down the last corner. Oh, just bled a bit of time.
Just not fast enough, but obviously still keeping that P2. He's definitely going to probably want to keep going fast now that his brother, his boy in the Why Not as well has just taken the spot from him. So I can imagine those two sitting in their comms there might be a bit angry with each other, having a bit of a laugh with each other. See who's got the top spot.
No. I think Justin's resides to the fact that Stan is a little bit quicker than him around his track, where obviously Justin's just suffers a little bit. Is this what we call the kink? He's really got to be patient through here. He struggles in this call, like I do. Just goes out nice and wide. Yep, there he's there. But he's got a car in front of him and the car doesn't have to pull over. As long as he's on the valid lap, he can maintain it. Let's see what happens. Oh, yep, he's pulled out of the way, let him through. Oh, he's pulling one up. Yeah, under braking, he gets that extra time. And here he goes. He's maintaining it. He's getting it back, losing it a bit. Bit of a slide. There he goes. You got to be smooth. Have to be smooth on this track.
Yeah, the camber is certainly a big play in here with some of the corners, especially that corkscrew. It's quite easy to get it to slip up there.
Oh, here he goes. He's just found a little bit more, so he still needs to find at least another 10th. Let's see if there's anybody else making a move, either Jaden or Taufik. Let's see how they're going. Okay, we've got Jaden. He's just with the line at the moment. See if he can find a couple of tenths on a couple of corners. Just slow in, fast out. That's the way to get faster around here. No sliding whatsoever. Let's see what happens. The course of this lap. Tips it in.
Buttery smooth driving from him, but let's see what he does when he gets to the corkscrew here. Can he get it? He's already getting a couple tenths up, but it doesn't quite look like he's holding on to it. So once again, trying to keep it nice and fast and smooth. Hopefully he can get a couple more out of these last few corners. Nice and wide on the exit as well. Just isn't touching the curb there. Thankfully keeping it nice and steady. A little bit wide there as well, but he's held on to it beautifully. Can he get a bit extra time on the exit here? Doesn't quite look like he's going to get there. He's just going to eagle himself out. go for one more lap, see what he can do, maybe get it up again, but we'll have to wait and see. But obviously one of the other boys is now jumped up in the Mustangs, Aaron Campbell, jumping up to P3. This is probably the highest I've seen this guy qualify. Good bloke, race with him. He jumped up from academy last season. He's now gone, I'm going to go into sprints and see what I can do, and he's certainly proven it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing a very, very good job there. Be only 0.07 or 7/1000 of a second off Stan. That's a very, very good lap time with the Mustang around here. Haven't had a chance to do too much. Oh, that's wide. That's it. That's done. Yeah, get it on. Jaden, how we going here? Here we got Stan. He's just hair's breadth back up. Let's see what happens there. Can he maintain? He has got a car. Oh, just clipped it. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. How we going with Tafiq's finished? We're back onto Jaden. Has he? It's there or thereabouts. Can he get a good run out to gain that time? It's not hard to get it. Oh, a bit of grass a bit of dirt hurt him. He's not going to be able to make that 2 or 3 tenths that he needs. That's definitely compromised him. It doesn't take much. Here we are with Tafiq, who's, I believe it's Finch going on the board there, so I don't think he's going to be able to get any extra time, mate. I think he's just, I think he's just doing that for a little bit of practice, and we're still waiting for Davies.
Yeah, see if David can chuck himself a bit higher in the grid. He's P7 at the moment. Same with Loopy.
Back in the pits, that's it. So, well, there you go.
Ooh.
Well done to Stan. Pole position, great start, great place to be. It's always good to be out in front, then in the mid-pack there. So let's have a look for these liveries. So what are you expecting tonight?
I don't know, because we had a few toss-ups there in the last few days. Benny Vintner chucked himself into P2 there in the beam. I wasn't expecting him to jump up near the top so late, but obviously Aaron Campbell there in P4, I'm probably going to keep my eyes on him. I love him drive, but he also suffers, much like Justin there, suffers in the kink quite a bit. We obviously saw it just before, so we'll have to see where we go. We've got quite a mixed bag up the front of the grid, so I'm not too sure what I'm going to pick, but I think that Mustang is going to be my choice for the night.
Ooh, the Mustang. Oof. Okay, here we go. The Beamer of Vintner. He jumped in. Here we go. It's good to see the Why Not boys are being separated there, so they're not first and second anymore. We missed him. So,
he stuck his nose in there just at the end of the qualifying. I think he got the last lap. I think pretty much the last valid lap there of the entire qualifying session. So he's very, very lucky there to sneak his nose in there. Much like a few other people, I see Taufik there in P6 in the Ferrari. Great job from him for coming back as well. Price Davies just behind him at P7 in the good old Tick Lexus. And then Billet there in the GTR. So it's a pretty split top 5, top 6 in terms of manufacturers. So we've got quite a bit of play to go on. And obviously further down the grid, Bank, King, Nicholson, Bishop there as well, J-Rad as well. Griffiths in the Porsche there along with Yao just behind him. Nate James there in the McLaren. Beautiful purple McLaren. Actually kind of like it quite a bit. Daryl Lim in the Porsche, a bit of a resident terrorist to some of us, but hopefully I can keep it together. Mate, Eaton there, also jumping in the Lamborghini. It's keen to see him run around. You go a bit further down the grid. Simpsons, Shona as well, and Beaton rounding out the back of the grid there.
No. You and I down there, can't you see us? We're both out the back there too, mate. Come on, settle there.
Yeah, true. We'd be,
in spirit. We'd
be like 3 or 4 grid spots back, I reckon.
Yeah. Look, tonight it's all going to be about getting into turn 1. The last time we had there was a couple of minor incidents there. Getting into turn 1 out of turn 2 because it's obviously double apex left-hander. Wave to the crowd, everybody. There you go. Let's go and do a little bit of interview and see who they're going to support tonight. But look, that Beamer off the line is going to be very interesting going into turn 1 because we know that's a fairly rapid car and we know that it's going to be very, very good. And the Mustangs, it's going to be very, very interesting. Let's see what happens on their warm-up lap now.
Yeah, I'm expecting a bit of a drag race between the Lexus and the Mustang of Loopy and Campbell there, to be honest. I know Loopy's pretty bloody quick in that Lexus, and he's certainly going to put Aaron's defensive skills to the test, certainly at the start of this race. But we'll have to wait and see as they obviously go around for their formation lap. But we're just got to pray for no incidents this time.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Oh, look, the guys that are at the front there, especially in the top 10, that they are very, very good drivers. They don't tend to make too many mistakes. We'll just see going into turn 1, you can go 2 cars abreast, but yeah, once you do that double left-hander going into the second one, turn 2, which is the double apex there, if you want to call it, that's where it does tend to separate and tend to widen out a little bit there. So going into turn 1, you can go double, but then coming out, and generally it's not side by side, so they're all warming up their tyres and their brakes to get it all optimised. And then they're going to be, once they get over the corkscrew there, they're going to go double file. So do you want to take the honours on lap 1? Go for it, son.
Why not? We'll let us young folk do the work.
Have you got everything on your table? You haven't lost anything this time?
Nah, thankfully not. Nothing's been thrown around my room this time. The door's barricaded, so my roommates can't disturb me.
So you haven't punched your mate, you haven't beaten your mate up, and you haven't lost anything on the table, so we're good to go.
Yeah. Well, I haven't beaten my mate up just yet. There's still an hour of racing ahead of us. Who knows what can happen? There's a lot of variables at play here.
Fair enough. All right.
It's all part of the game of what we do to give you guys some good commentary here on your Wednesday night. And it just shows all the effort we're putting into it. So here we go. Everyone's round in the final corner. We'll have the green flag waved very, very shortly. Benny Wittner, very, very keen for that top spot already, long before the line. See everyone.
There was a bit of a gap there with some of the boys, yeah.
Currently, there's a little bit of a gap there right for the start. It's going to make it pretty interesting, but it's green flag, and we are underway. Loopy already hot on the bumper of Griffin. They're trying to get his nose on the inside, doesn't quite get it. Benny Wittner just in front, full turning zone, but can he hold it together to keep this side by side? Poor Aaron losing a bit of pace there. Looks like Loopy's going to possibly get the place off him using all that Australian spin. There's been a collision in the first corner. Oh, I think
that might be J Red. Could be J Red. Take it out.
We might get a safety car. I'm not too sure, but it doesn't look like it.
Still green, still green.
They're still green. We'll keep going. Benny Wittner still holding P2. At the moment, obviously stands still nicely in front of him, and the other Lamborghini just behind him of Griffin. Loopy obviously getting in front of Aaron Campbell there in turn 1. Greatly pulled off by him. Certainly held that inside line greatly, but obviously Taufik still under pressure by Price Davies, and Price Davies obviously under pressure by Biller. We got side by side there going to the first corner. There's a Porsche just going a bit off the track there, getting pretty loose, but thankfully everyone's keeping it nicely together through the corkscrew. A little bit of side by side action there. Can't see who it is, but it looks like everyone's kept it pretty clean, except for that turn 1 for this race start.
Yes, now they're all going to be starting to settle down. Oh, getting close there at the back there. Now they're just going to settle down. We're on with Andy Bishop there. Under brakes. You can't get into there, son. No room in there. That's it. Get in behind him. This track is, yeah, you've got to definitely wait until someone makes a mistake. Back up in the front there. Looks like Standy's just edging away hair's breadth, but obviously his fitness just closed up a bit. And you've got Justin, Jaden, Campbell, and Taufik. They're all there within, 3/4 of a second. All it takes is one mistake. You can just see the Mustang and Taufik with the Ferrari. Now it's all going to come down to strategy here. Here we go. Campbell's just lost it on the dirt. Oh, did he tag the wall? See what happens. Yeah, he just ran a little bit wide on the ripple strip there, and which dipped his tyre into the dirt, which kicked him exit stage right into the wall. Hopefully he hasn't got too much damage. He can just settle back in. No, he definitely's got damage. You can definitely. You can
a little bit beat up there.
You can stick a chicken under the bonnet on that one. For our mate Damiano, the chicken, mate, the chicken. Oh,
the McLaren's gone off.
No, that's definitely a disconnect of some description. Andy doesn't do that sort of thing. It's got to be a disconnect. He must have lost that somewhere there.
Must have had a screen freeze or something, because he's back up and running, but that McLaren's not going to be too healthy after that hit.
No, definitely not. That's going to have a lot of damage. But look, he's continuing, so maybe he did make a mistake. Maybe he did miss his braking marker there. I did ask him to give me some content, and there it is, gentlemen. There is the content.
He's our content, so we'll have Andy Bishop trying to work his way up through the grid, but we'll see what he can do. He's behind the Mustang of Shona there. Great driver. They'll keep it together as best as they can. Obviously, ooh, I think that was Griffin that just caught a bit of the dirt there, but still holding together.
Yeah, they're gonna keep him honest. That's for certain. So Stan's out in front there. We know that obviously Benny's very good. We know that Jaden, Tafiq, is very good. So they're going to keep a lot of pressure on Stan. It's all going to come down to what their fuel strategy is. Are they going to go super long, or they're going to go 60-40 split? It's going to be interesting because obviously it's a mandatory pit stop for fuel. Oh, there he goes. There goes Justin. He's gone as well into the corkscrew. Oh, there he comes back on there. Not an unsafe rejoin, so he's all right then. Oh no. That's a tough game, this one, isn't it? Especially with that lamp. What do you reckon? I'm not racing tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not racing tonight either. It seems Dean Nichols there is also getting his elbows out on Griffin, putting the pressure on nice and easy. But obviously the Porsche there just behind him is also keeping it going. A bit of side-by-side action down the main straight.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting going into turn one between these two boys. Nicholson and...
It's going to be interesting.
And Blake
sat back a little bit, so just maybe once again waiting for Dean to make another mistake there, because Dean did get a little bit caught up there, putting the pressure on Griffin, but they both kept it together. The Griffiths there had a close call, and Dean almost losing it there as well in the Bentley. Thankfully, both kept it together, but obviously Griffiths now slowly pulling himself away. So it doesn't look like his car got too damaged in this little incident there in the corkscrew, but it's certainly not.
Oh, Blake's got the run. Blake's got the run
there with the run. What's going to happen is they go into the kink. We'll never know.
Oh, great move. She done a great move into that one. Into that corner is very, very hard. She done a fantastic move into that one. Well done. She's been very quick over the last couple of weeks with this Porsche. That's for certain. I've seen her last week and she was driving very well.
Yeah, certainly. It's opened the door for Darryl Lim behind them as well in another Porsche. So kind of grouping themselves together, so Griffiths there can keep it just powering on and increase that gap. It looks like they already have. Poor Nicholson there suffering probably a little bit out of rhythm from what just happened before, and it's opening the door to Darryl behind him.
Here we go. What's going on here? Who are we on? Yao. There he goes. He's on the inside. Just checking a little bit there because of Andy, and he taps it in. Accelerates, turns in. Ooh.
Car tried to turn in. Unfortunately, a car was there.
We'll leave that one up to the stewards and see what they think of that one.
Yeah, that's an interesting one there.
That could be close to a racing incident. Could be very, very close. We'll see what happens. All right, so we're back onto Benny there. Obviously, Stan's starting to check out a little bit there. He's almost close to, what, 1.5, 2 seconds now. So he's actually checking out. So Jaden's trying to keep them interested. And look who's coming up behind there. Give him a bit of pressure. Tafiq starting to put a little bit of pressure on him. Now we're on Kyle's got a few cars behind him. He's got Ibrahim there. He's been driving very, very well this season as well. He's jumped into the Lexus and, yeah, he's taken duck to water. He's actually liking the car, and every track that I've seen him race on, he's been rapid with that thing.
Yeah, certainly, and he's showing it now. He might have a bit of a run here on Billet into turn one. Definitely going to be a drag race, but we'll have to shortly enough wait and see. Is he going to have a dive on the inside? He sticks the nose out. Can he get it in there? Doesn't quite look like it. Billet's shutting the door, and there's a little bit of a tap. Billet's sliding a little bit. Thankfully, he's back on track. Keeping it together, but fortunate enough for King, that's going to let him straight on through and gain 2 positions.
That
is the definition of the game to play here.
Yes, it doesn't take much to make a mistake around here. We'll just leave that one up to the stewards to make the decision of what they think on that one. But that allows Ryan to get in front because this track is very hard to overtake, and sometimes you just got to capitalise. Just a little bit of note between King and Kyle Billet. they only live about 5 minutes apart. They both live in New Zealand, about 5 minutes apart.
Well, so Kiwi boys going at it, and we're seeing it here on track.
Oh, this is the Andy one that, let's see what happened here. Going under brakes.
He's under brakes, and maybe...
Oh, he missed his braking point, and he tried to avoid so he wouldn't kill him, I think. I think that's what's happened there.
Certainly it looked like it. We saw him full on the brakes there, and unfortunately in the McLaren that was not enough. And I think that's Griffin there pulling into the pits already. So obviously trying to recover a little bit from what happened just before, but he's kept it together.
Look, it's not a bad move. Yeah, by the time you do your pit stop and counter, if you can get a clean track, you might jump a few spots. He's in 12th at the moment. If he comes out on a clear track and he gets, a dozen or a dozen or 2 dozen laps, he could gain a few spots depending on the pace. So with 50 minutes to go, he's going to be going to the end. Let's see what happens on that one. Here we go. There's a fair bit of pressure being applied on Benny now by Jaden and Tafiq. This is good to see. These 3 boys are going to be going at it hard. Don't you worry about that. And they're not going to make it easy for one another, that's for certain.
Certainly, but Stan's kind of making it easy at the moment. He's checked himself out with a 3-second delta already. So these boys are going to have to work hard for that P1, but Benny Vintner is currently working even harder at the moment. You see him get a little bit sideways there just after the corkscrew, so certainly the big banana of Jaden Rondinella is starting to put a bit of pressure on him.
Yeah, you see that Justin's just coming out of the pits now. It's very slow exit on this one, very, very tight. Stay on it, and now he's on. Now he just needs to get some race pace up. He needs to get some rapid times going here now. Back on with Jaden. Can he put pressure? He just needs to get behind him, put a lot of pressure on Benny to a little bit wide. That compromised him a little bit. That's what you got to do. Just get in their mirrors. Make them make mistakes. Because this track is extremely hard to overtake. And have a look who's behind there. Tafiq is coming in. He goes, come on, boys, make a mistake. I want to take over. I want that second spot. Let's go.
You can certainly see it and going just a little bit wide there. Catching a bit of gravel, but keeping it together nonetheless in that Ferrari. Certainly putting all that TC to use. And certainly doing his absolute best to keep up with the Lexus here of Rondinella, who's obviously trying to do the same thing to Vintner, who's now built himself a little bit of breathing room from the Lexus, but can't discern Loopy just yet. It's going to be a very, very interesting battle between these two. It's probably going to be a who makes a mistake first, but I imagine Benny Vintner here is just going to be Iron Skull and just not be phased at all.
No, he's been up to the pointy end. He doesn't make too many mistakes. It's still early times now. The tyres are still fresh. Let's see what happens. Here we go. First pens are coming through. That's Yao's 5 second for hitting Rad, right at the start, turn 1.
Yeah.
So here we go. He's Jaden's putting a little bit of pressure. Oh, getting really close. That's what he's got to do, is get close without hitting him. And let's see if we can put a bit of pressure on the old Benny boy. You can see, oh, look at that. Lexus seems to turn in a lot better. Oh, he's got a bit of run. Surely not on that corner.
Oh, they've kept it together.
They kept it together. How close is this? Great camera view here. Going into this fast. Look at Tafiq. He goes, mate, I want some action here, boys. I want to get in there. Give me that little bit of gap that I need, and I'm going to take it.
Oh, here's the camera angle here. You can just quite see what's going on between both Jaden and Benny here. Mate, this is setting up to be absolute masterclass of racing here at the moment. He's already had a look on Benny. You can see him just inching closer and closer every single corner, trying to build up that pressure once again, and just keep the pressure on every single time.
Absolutely. Making no mistakes, clean line, slow in, fast out, get the drive. We know the Lexus has got fantastic speed on the straight, so it's more than a match to the Beamer. And it looks like he's getting good rotation out of the car at the moment, so maybe Benny's might be suffering slightly with tyres this early on. I'd be surprised, but let's keep an eye on this for a few laps and see what happens. So going into turn 1, you can see how that Lexus just got a tighter line, but just can't stick it in there. coming out of coming into turn 3, get it close to that ripple out on the apex there, turning in again here, little to no brakes, get it, the front to bite, and then power on, and here we go again. Coming into turn 5. Oh, Benny gets a bit more of a drive out of that one.
Benny getting a bit of a better run out of it. Can they both keep it clean through the kink? Both kept it clean. Obviously using all the track there, but it seems the Beamer's just a lot more stable there through the kink compared to the Lexus. But obviously here in the corkscrew where you can make all the mistakes. No mistakes here between these boys, but it seems Jaden's done it just that little bit better, and you can see him crawling on the backside of that BMW. Do we see a dive into the last turn here? We'll have to wait and see, but it doesn't look like he's just in attacking room for it. Once again, set up and wait for it. Certainly getting very, very close to the BMW. Just trying to put all the pressure on, but not enough to get another move done.
No, and at the back there, we all can see Tafik going, come on boys, make that mistake. I want that mistake. So going into turn 1, turn 2, oh, Jade's a little bit wide now. He's trying to get the slingshot out of there. That's pretty good. Like I said, it all comes down to getting a bit of pressure now. He's going to start looking in his mirror shortly as well. Because, mate, he's not leaving me alone. That's for certain. But we know that Lexus has got some great line speed there to overtake that car is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. So we can see Stan there. He's just taken off up the front there. He's 6 seconds up, just doing it nice and easy. We've got another car into the pit there. That looks like that's J-Rad. Yeah, he's going in for his pit stop. Maybe to fix damage or tyres or whatever. Into the corkscrew. In and out. You can lose so much time through that corkscrew if you take too much of that curb. Drifting out wide, turning it back in, using the apex of the corner, the camber to keep the car in a straight line. It's going to be interesting if one of these guys decide to do the undercut here, that maybe come in. Oh, Tafik's got a good run now, but I don't think he can out-drag that Lexus coming into turn 1. I'll be highly surprised, because that thing is a rocket ship in a straight line.
Yeah, certainly. You can see him just crawling up a little bit by a little bit in the corner. You can see the different lines in T1 as well. So obviously Taufik doing what Jaden did last lap and tried to get a bit of a slingshot, but it hasn't really paid off. Probably not the move you want to do on the Lexus that can just kind of put the pedal to the metal and just drive away from you on the straights. But it seems they've kind of built themselves a bit of breathing room. Benny Vintner's now got himself a little bit more room to breathe now, with a bit less pressure from the big banana, but unfortunately Rondanella's now under pressure by Taufik, and that might start to crack on him.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see if Taufik could have gotten past these two guys, because obviously he's hanging on to them pretty comfortably, I reckon. I wonder if he would have had enough pace there to maybe put some pressure on Stan. So let's see if he gets through. As long as that gap doesn't get too big at 6 seconds, he's starting to blow out a little bit. But if he can get through him shortly, who knows? Maybe you'll be able to put a bit of pressure on the Stand there and make it a good race for first place.
Certainly. See here now as well. We can't quite see it on the timer board, but J Rad's also been hit with a 10-second penalty for causing a collision. So he's gonna have to do something with that. It seems GLEN and AEST is telling us that he's packed it up for the night and called it quits.
Obviously something must have happened later on, which we didn't see. We just saw what happened in turn 1, so we'll leave that. We'll search for that later and see what happens. Now back onto Jaden there. He's actually closed up to get on Benny Vintner, and Taufik is just fall back a little bit. Might have made a bit of a mistake there. Another ping coming through for Ibrahim. There's that. I think that might have been when he tapped maybe Kyle, I think, going into turn 1.
Yeah, I think that's when it was. Yeah, that's when we had Bankman Billet there have that small tap, and King was able to see their way through. But I see now we can see the stewards have put their thoughts on the matter, and poor Bank has been slapped with a 10-second penalty.
we go. This might be what happened to Mr. Red. Let's say it comes out of the corkscrew. Oh, yeah, he's hit the inside curb there, which unfortunately does unsettle the car and pushed him straight onto the Mustang. Okay, fair enough. Now we're back.
The Mustang seems a bit unfazed there, still sitting in P18, but certainly not a lucky one. But there's McLaren there on the side of the track. Not quite too sure who that was. I think that might have been.
It's car 75.
Yeah, I think that would have been Beaton there on the side of the track. Not too good for him. Beaton. There we go. Beaton. There we go.
Yeah.
Beaton. Yeah, getting himself back up on the track as everyone's now passing him. A bit unfortunate for him. He was probably eager to try and finish this race, and it's just tossed him a bit further back down the track.
Yeah, might have made a bit of a mistake there on turn in there, which caused him to go exit one way, or he was given some room. We'll see what happens on that later. So back up there again. Not a bad looking livery, or the thing's getting a little bit squirmy there. I wonder if he's got some damage there, but definitely a fair bit, fairly loose in the back end of that thing at the moment, by the looks of it. He's turning in. How does he turn out of here? Yeah,
I've just been a bit too happy on the throttle, and it's just slid it out a couple of corners. You can see him going a bit wide there. So maybe he's just pushed his tyres just that little bit too hard already.
Maybe. Look, we know that the McLaren is very, very tail happy on power. Generally, you have to run it in a couple of TCs up there to help it control that little bit of a power. But hopefully you can just get back into it again and start closing up the gap there of Campbell, who unfortunately, with that incident he had at the start, he's fallen a fair way back. He must have made another mistake to be in 20th spot, considering he qualified fourth, I think it was.
I think before he was up in the grid, so it's unfortunate to see him down in P20. It's certainly rooting for him, but now he's going to try and work his way back up the grid.
Yeah, like I said, you got those pit stops and all that, and we'll be seeing how once these pit stops finalise themselves, to see how. Hang on, I'm having a look there. Justin Griffin's going. See if he can. He's still got a bit of a gap there. Has he made up time on those cars to jump a few of the cars in the pits to see what happens? Back on with Ben and Jaden and Tafiq. These two guys haven't been separated all race. Not many.
Certainly there. They've just kind of just nose to bumper, really, stalling their own little gap. But you can see Aaron, as we're just talking about him, Aaron Campbell there, just a bit in the distance. So he certainly probably had a bit of another distance. Oh, it looks like Benny Vintner's just clipped a bit of the gravel there. Kept it together. But it looks like Aaron might have definitely had another instant, because you can see 2, 3, and 4 just starting to cruise up on him.
Yeah, he's going to get the blue flags shortly, so hopefully he can find a good part of the track to let him through so he doesn't compromise his race too much. Preferably, but yeah, they might close up by the time they get up to that. No, I reckon they'll get into the corkscrew. After the corkscrew, it's going to be difficult. Oh, they've gone wide there. They're pushing hard through that kink, that's for certain. Into the corkscrew, they're dipping in.
Jaden might be getting a bit unsettled there in the Lamborghini of just being stuck here in P3. Might be getting a bit irritated. But unfortunately, he's just got to keep pushing.
Yeah, a bit of air or wash through that kink is not going to help you too much either. So, yeah. Oh, here he goes. Ooh. He's in. He's decided, bugger this, I'm coming in. He's going to come in. Oh, hopefully he put it onto the picks. He's going to come in. Does he take tyres? Doesn't he take tyres? This is not a bad move. This is a good strategy, because if he can get in and out into a clean track and get some pace, he's been stuck behind Benny for ages. There's a good chance that if he can get a few laps under his belt, he may be able to jump in, but he needs a good outlap, because we know the inlet was pretty good. He needs a very good outlap. Now, does he take tyres? Let's see what happens. Now we're on Ibrahim. He's got a 10-second penalty there. He's in front of Kyle, so maybe Kyle made a mistake. So if I'm not mistaken, Ibrahim was behind Cole, so he was able to get through. Now he needs to get 10 seconds down the road to offset that penalty that he's got.
But well, it could have been a case of Kyle just taking it easy because he might be aware of the. He's definitely aware of the penalty applied to Ibrahim Young. So it might just be a bit of a play of going. I know he's probably faster than me, but if I can.
Oh no! Jaden's just got to stop go 30. He's speeding in the pits.
Oh, naughty, naughty, naughty!
Oh, that's gonna.
3 demerit points and $500 right there.
Oh no. No, I thought he came in just a little bit hot coming. I didn't want to say anything, but I thought that he was a little bit hot coming into the pits there. I reckon it was on pit entry, because if someone's taken that pit marker out, it's right before you get to the corner there, and he can get caught out. Oh.
Yes, certainly, and he might have just been caught out by it, and he's now going to have to probably go in. He's definitely going to have to go in once again, and it's probably just absolutely thrown his strategy out the door.
Yeah, that's killed him. That's killed him. Here comes Lim now. He's coming out of the pits. He's going to be the back marker here on a couple of these boys, if I'm not mistaken. So he may be getting the blue flag shortly, and you'll have to let him through. Kyle's starting to put a little bit of pressure there on Ibrahim. He's going to try to stay within that 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's another bit of a weird one as well. I see Daryl's jumped in the pits now, so it's sent him back. But we saw him just a bit before with Griffiths and Nicholson, so it might also be a bit of a play to try and jump a few spots in the grid. But we are nearing the half an hour mark of this race, so might not pay off for him.
Maybe not. Oh, there's been a mistake. There's been a change. Tafiq in second. Benny must have made a mistake. We've missed that one because certainly it wasn't a pit stop. There he's there.
Yes, certainly.
What was that? Sorry. Looking. Hopefully, let's see. We can try to find a replay on what happened there, because we know that Tafiq was very close to Benny. So Benny must have made a mistake. He must have stepped it out somewhere. But now 8.4 seconds up the road. Can he make something? I've been told that the replay will be coming up very shortly, and let's see what happened to Benny.
Certainly, here it is. This is coming up through the kink.
Oh, he hit a bit too much of the curb. No, I think he hit the... yeah.
That's certainly not good for him there. He's now obviously going to have to get his way past Aaron as well for blue flags. But even Aaron there getting a bit sideways through the King's definitely not going to help him either there.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so now we're going to see let's keep an eye on Tafiq for a few laps, and let's keep an eye on Benny to see if he can close back up on Tafiq, and let's see if Tafiq can do anything about Stan. We know that the Ferrari's fairly consistent as well. We know it's a very quick car, especially in his capable hands. We're going to know in the next 2 or 3 laps if he starts closing the gap. With 33 minutes to go and 8 seconds, there's plenty of time to close up. All it takes is just one mistake from Stan, and he would definitely lose, a chunk of time of 2 to 3 seconds, which can close it right up and make it very, very interesting. They're only basically that short straight apart. Oh, a little bit of a squirm there. He's getting onto the throttle nice and early. He goes, mate.
He's certainly pushing it.
Absolutely. He goes, come on. Come on, the prancing horse. Let's go for it.
Quite literally using every little bit of that Italian horsepower that he's got, and it's definitely showing. He's pulling a bit of a gap to Benny now. He's pulled half a second in this lap. Let's hope he's crawling up to Stan. Can't quite see the delta. So 8.5 seconds at the moment. Do we see that getting lower lap by lap?
It's going to be interesting. Like I said, it's going to take a few laps. I don't think we're back on board with Andy putting a little bit of pressure on Nathan James. I'm pretty sure it's Nathan James, isn't it?
Nate James, pretty much.
Nate James. Nate James, there you go. Well, he's got to make it clean. Don't miss your breaking point this time, Bishop. Well, he's still got the battle scars there. You can still see him.
So hopefully McLaren, he is able to judge it a bit better this time, but we'll see coming through the corkscrew. It looks like he's kept it this time around. Let's hope he can keep repeating that every lap from now on.
Yes, the Pope. The Pope, we call him the Pope because of his surname, Bishop.
Ah, yes.
He's getting closer and closer. Yeah, Andy and I, we go back a long way. So yeah, he's got a book there with all the heckling I've done on him. He's into version 3 at the moment. He's just accumulating that book.
Cool. So they got chapters now. We got what, Bishop, then we got Sicanius, and then.
I know, it's just Bishop and Sicanius. Yes, I bag the crap out of him. Here we go. There you go. Nice on board there. He's staying close. Can he get the move done, I should say? He just needs to stay smooth and consistent. It's going to be interesting to see how much damage he's got on the car. Is it compromising him? Time will tell.
It seems Andy's a bit faster in this this back section of the track. We saw him get very close there in T1. Possibly, almost could have had a look there, but it would have been a bit of a dive. But he might be just having to wait till this latter part of the circuit.
Oh, he's got the run.
He's having a bit of a run.
Oh, he's looking at it. He's looking. No, he's going to pull out. You can see.
Playing the safe game here. Getting very close there in the King. Getting very close there in the chicane, but he's kept it together, and unfortunately he's now going to have to push a little bit harder to try and get back in the attacking distance. But he's certainly putting the pressure on Nate James now. Oh, and there he goes.
Oh, straight in the pits. He's cleared him. Oh,
I don't want to deal with this.
There was that pit line I was talking about, just back there. You can see it. It's very early before the tyre barriers. I reckon Jaden might have gone just a little bit too quick over that line, and that's what compromised him. And then we're back on Bishop now. He's got a clear run now. He's got 13 seconds now. It's just a matter of seeing if he can close the gap on Oliver. But with 13 seconds and 29 minutes to go, with that much damage, it's going to be very interesting. Here we go, back on Stan. Has the gap closed between Tafiq and Stan? No, it hasn't. Still maintained at 8.3. So he hasn't been able to do any inroads there.
He chopped at it a little bit. It was 8.5 just about 2 laps ago, and it's now 8.3. So he's building it. Obviously, we can see.
Oh, there comes King onto the grass.
Coming out. Not the pit exit you want there.
No. When you've done that in real time, yeah, not easy. It's very tight.
Yeah, but you can see, I think it's King, Bank, and James there all kind of went into the pits at the same time.
Tafiq's in as well.
So yeah, Taufik in the pits now, along with Griffiths. So might be a little bit of an interesting one there for Griffiths. He might be able to do something, considering he should be able to possibly get in front of him if he takes tyres or not. Not too sure, but we'll keep focused on Griffin now. He's obviously in front of King at the moment, so King on fresh tyres, possibly. But nice topped up tank of fuel for the second half of this race, and unfortunately just going to have to keep chasing Griffin down.
Yeah, let's see what happens with Justin here to see if he gets there you go. We have got Tafiq. He's just starting him. No, it's not Tafiq. He's already out. That will be Blake coming down the pit, maybe? No, Blake's still there. Who's that? Has he made any positions?
Oh, that's Eaton in the Lamborghini. I believe they're coming in out of the pit exit.
Yep, there it is there.
I believe he's a back marker possibly, but
yes,
it doesn't quite matter anyway because he'll be quite easily passed by Griffin.
Here we go.
Out in front of Griffin. So he's thankfully kept his spot there, but obviously Griffin has still, both Griffin and Taufik have a bit of room to play against the top 7 now.
Yeah, absolutely. This is where it's all going to start playing. Here we go. Nicholson in the Bentley's coming in, same as Oliver. He's going to see if Ryan and Ibrahim and Justin obviously was able to jump. Ryan, Ibrahim, I think at one stage was in about 4th or 5th. He's making small inroads. He can get himself into the top 5 here. depending how much he can close up on the rest of them, which is Davies, Kyle, we definitely think I believe he'll get in front of Andy. And I believe he should go very, very close to getting in front of, yeah, he definitely will get in front of Nicholson and Oliver. So there he is, he's going to be net 7th place once he crosses the line.
Certainly, so it looks like he's going to have his eyes set on Taufik at the moment, but he's going to have quite a bit of room to catch up.
Yeah, look, I don't believe he's going to catch Taufik. All what he's trying to aim for now is obviously trying to catch up to, I believe he'll have Andy, because obviously Andy had that big mistake, same as him, but I believe he'll get Andy easy enough. It's depending on how... Oh, there we go, Stan's in.
So maybe Stan might be lucky with how he pops out. If he pops out in front of Taufik, he's got a chance at P1. We'll have to keep an eye on that because there's a 50-second gap between him and Andy, so he might be lucky enough there to keep his lead, or his provisional lead.
I believe he will because he was 8 odd seconds in front, so... And here he goes now, he's starting to come out now, and we can see... On the straight, ooh, actually, this might be close. This is going to really tighten up the pack.
You'll see Taufik coming across very, very shortly.
There he's there.
Is he going to get out in front? This is what's going to matter for Stan here. He gets in front.
Yeah, he's got in front, but that gap is closed right down.
That's certainly closed right down. I see the
guy. He's lost it.
Past, but...
He must have made a mistake. 8 seconds. How do you lose 8 seconds? No, well, no, this is on. Yeah.
They're 5 seconds for tyres, so it's an extra 5 seconds for tyres, I believe, on top of a fixed fuel. Yeah, we're running fixed fuel tonight, so it's what, 25 seconds? It's 30 seconds for fuel. Ooh.
No, if I'm not mistaken, fuel stop fixed is 25 seconds, and if you take tyres, an additional 5 on top. It's not a 30-second pit stop for fuel, so maybe, maybe Stan took tyres and Taufik didn't. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens at the end. I know that the Lambo definitely is going to need tyres. I think it'd struggle for the full hour. It would get very dicey. The Ferrari generally is pretty good on its tyres, so game is on. Let's see what happens here. We've got Davies and Bishop all in the pits, so Justin should jump those two, depending where he's on the track, coming out of the last corner, I think.
Oh, I think he's jumped him already. Looks like and Bishop as well there in the pits, so he's jumped another spot up there as well. So this possibly might be our P1, P2 battle here.
Absolutely, definitely on. Let's see if Stan can handle a bit of pressure. He hasn't had pressure for the first half of the race. Now he's going to be full of mirrors of Ferrari, a prancing horse. It's going to be Italian against Italian here. Lambo against Ferrari. Who's going to come out on top?
Yeah, certainly. And obviously, Benny Vintner's just jumped in the pits now, so this might determine what could the outcome of our race here. But obviously, Benny Vintner's now down in the P2. See him sitting in the pits there. Let's see, as the other boys now have just come through the corkscrew. So this could also be another close one for Benny Vintner here.
No, I think he might have been a little bit further back. He's going to certainly close up the door a little bit, but it's going to be interesting. If Stan's taken tyres, I believe, and Taufik hasn't, I believe Stan's going to start pulling away. And we'll see what happens. There they go. There goes...
Benny's just coming out of
Benny coming out now.
Been passed by these two. So at the moment, the eyes are on Billet for what happens at the moment, but I don't think that will.
Ooh, Price Davies might have a run. Price Davies might have a run on Benny. Let's see what happens going into turn 1.
Certainly, we'll have
side by side.
You can see it on the map.
And they've come out side by side. Who's got the inside line?
It's gonna be a close one there, but it looks like Benny's gotten in front there.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like he's gotten in front. He's just maintained that. So all he needs to do is get his tyres up to pressures now.
Yeah,
Be interesting. Did he take tyres or not? If he hasn't taken tyres, then the last 20 odd minutes or so is going to be very interesting for him. So no, it's all good. It's all good. The racing's been fantastic. Here we go. Bit of a replay here. What's going on is
Ooh,
no. We've got a bit of a little bit of difficulty at the back, but we're back on it again. You can see Stan's starting to pull away. I believe Stan's taking tyres. I believe Tafik hasn't taken tyres. That's why it's closed up. And just the fresher tyres always going to be, especially if you've got track position, is always going to make a big difference here. So he's going to go in, and I can comfortably say, I think without making a mistake, Stan might have this covered. But this is the commentator's curse. Let's see if he doesn't.
We'll wait and see for that one, because obviously Billet's just come through the corkscrew now, and he's only just halfway around the track, so I don't think he will be able to hold on to that if Stan can keep it nice and clean for this. So this pretty much might be our P12 right here in front of us.
Absolutely, and if Cole gets held up too much behind all these cars in front of him, might compromise him too, to maybe get back onto King and Bank and Griffin. So, and even Blake's not too far off. So yeah, if he gets caught up too much with those back markers there, it might compromise him a bit, and he might drop behind a few of those cars there. So let's keep an eye on that and see what happens. But as I said, Justin's come in early and he's gone long, and he's able to get him back up into 7th, considering that he had that big spin and lost all those places at the start.
Certainly, and obviously Stan's now just got all the fresh air to play with, fresh tyres, fresh air. I imagine just seeing him pretty much do purple sectors from here on out.
Yep, fair enough. All right, so coming into, definitely on the dirties, pushing. Look at that. Don't go too wide out there, son. Don't go too wide, because I've had it where the car just kicks exit stage right every time when I've done that.
It's always a bit of an uneasy one when you just clip a little bit of that gravel. Especially here in the kink, I feel like that's just you clip anything that isn't the asphalt, you're sent to the shadow roll.
Okay, so who we knew? Price Davies behind Vintner. Can he close that gap up? Let's see what happens with that Lexus on BMW. Japanese against German power. Let's see what happens. Comes in. Dipping into the corkscrew, nice and clean. Nice clean line through the corkscrew. Nice. That's the way you do it. If you take too much of that corkscrew, especially on the inner edge there, you do bleed a lot of time. Oh, getting a little bit squirmy in the back end there. But kept it there.
Kept it together. You can see Price Davies there in the background, just hunting for the BMW.
Yeah, it gives him something to chase. 2 seconds. Let's keep an eye on that and see if that gap closes. We know that the Lexus is pretty good around here, and we know that Price Davies is very rapid as well. So for a Pro-Am driver, he's pretty rapid. Most of these boys that are coming through the ranks now, these Pro-Am drivers, a few of them might have to start looking at turning into silver drivers, I think, because they're pretty quick.
I certainly think Price Davies is in that category of jumping to silver, maybe even a pro, considering past few races he's been getting his nose up against some of the pro drivers in the on the timing tables. So maybe do a double jump, because he's certainly proving he's got the pace now.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe he's just sandbagging.
No, I don't believe he's sandbagging. No, look, the car makes a big difference, depending on what car you drive. Obviously, he's found a car that he's enjoying. You can see there's a few more Lexuses out there. I've driven it last season. It's a very nice car to drive, surprisingly enough. It's pretty rapid and actually does handle pretty well. So it's very rapid around Bathurst, that's for certain. I enjoy it. And even Nürburg, around the Nürburg, it's extremely rapid. That's why they've actually put a restrictor on that thing to slow it down. That's how quick it is.
Certainly, that thing is a rocket ship on the straights. I still remember, I think it was last season, Tim Gobe and I were talking a bit of, he was talking a bit of smack on the Lexuses, and he's, as we were saying that, I think it was like from P2 to P5, it was just Lexuses.
It looks like Mr. Lim copped himself another penalty for something there. Probably tapping somebody. Oh.
We'll be able to find it very shortly. It says, yeah, for causing a collision. So, definitely getting a bit too touchy with someone else on track.
Okay, Kyle, the last man to come into the pit stop. Kyle Bullitt, let's see where he comes out now. Can he get out in between Ryan Griffin and Ibrahim, and maybe even Blake? Not quite sure how far Blake is behind them all.
Well, we'll see, because we could see on the track map, Stan's come through the corkscrew already, and is about around the final corner, so it looks like Kyle has unfortunately just extended it too long, too late. And you can see now Stan just seeing himself long past him, and is going to take that P1.
And I need to correct myself there. I did say he, sorry, it's she. Blake is the she, sorry. That was my bad. I need to tighten that side of it up. Like I said, Blake has been driving very, very well. She's been doing great over the last few weeks. So she had a fantastic race last week, if I'm not mistaken. I think finished well in the top 10. So she's jumped into the Porsche and she's done very, very well this season.
Certainly, it's always lovely to see people getting their way up in the top 10. You see, Bill now seems to have stuck with P5 at the moment. Oh, sorry, P6 as the timetable corrects. So obviously King's managed to get in front, but Griffin just hasn't.
Been able to close that gap, yeah. So Cole's been able to maintain that in 6th spot, and Ryan's jumped into 5th. Let's see if I believe that Cole potentially may not have taken tyres that allowed him to get that jump. Let's see if for 15 minutes, the last 15 minutes, if those tyres will hold up.
Certainly, it's going to be a bit of a similar game because obviously Griffin pitted pretty early in the race as well, so his tyres are going to be pretty worn. I don't know how well the Nissan is on tyres, but they might be in a similar ballpark here between the two.
Maybe, but I believe Justin's going to put a lot of pressure onto Cole now, and let's see what happens. Lambo against Lexus.
Definitely going to be interesting. Japanese v Italian. But we'll have to wait and see shortly. See if Justin can close that gap up. But it's only a 1.5 seconds. I reckon he can do it, but I know Bill's also probably a bit eager to get up to Ryan King up in front. But they might have to unfortunately just settle here.
Maybe. We'll see what happens. Oof, bit of dirt action for Justin. He's got a little bit of dirt action. He tends to go a little bit wide there to maximise the track's width to be able to get, same as there, just clipping it, that's fine. As long as you're not tipping more than half your tyre in there, you should be good. Can he close up that gap and put a little bit of pressure on Kyle? We'll find out.
Yeah, time will tell for that one, but obviously he's got to keep it together, especially as you were saying earlier. He struggles a little bit in the kick. You see him getting a little bit uneasy there. So that might be what is costing him his gap.
He'd probably be happy to finish in this position anyway. He doesn't want to be in 5th. He doesn't want to cop any more bop on his car. He's already got a fair bit of bop. Top 5 get a little bit of added weight to their car for the next round to try to stabilise it out a bit and make it a little bit more difficult for the front runners. Not that it's slowed down Stan or Benny or any of those guys at the moment, so...
Well, to be fair, Benny's kind of sandbagged a little bit the past few races and hasn't really been in the top 5, so he hasn't been bopped as hard as Stan has or Griffin. So this might be why he's just able to keep that gap against Bryce Davies a bit better.
Yeah, look, there's a little bit to play for here in regards to the bop and all that sort of stuff. Does it help? Look, if you're very, very quick like Stan is and Tafik and all that, you can always counteract that bot by just driving with talent. Here we are back on with Blake, getting a fair bit of pressure by Oliver now. Can she maintain that? Can she hold it without making too many mistakes? Like I said, she has been driving very, very well over the last couple of weeks, so it's Porsche on Porsche. Let's see what happens in the next few laps.
I know Damiano is going to be giggling in his chair, seeing some Porsche on Porsche action. But Oliver going a bit wide there just a bit before, so still having to work pretty hard to get to the backside of Blake there. But certainly starting to put the pressure on, so it's going to be a case of will Blake crack to the pressure or just hold on?
Yeah, as long as the pass is clean, it will be good. But like I said, Blake will be able to put it right on the spot. It's up to Betty there to make sure that he does a very, very clean pass.
Certainly, so we've got, what, just under 12 minutes of racing here, and he's closed up the gap already in these last few laps, putting the pressure on. You can also see Dean Nicholson in the back there, just kind of chilling. Might be able to get something out of this. Who knows? But that's just going to have to be something we wait and see for. But at the moment, we've got to see Griffiths and Oliver going at it. But Oliver also maybe just waiting for a mistake from Blake.
Yeah, well, if Blake's struggling a little bit and she's going to go a bit slower and hold up a bit of Betty, then Nicholson could be jumping or closing the gap in the next 2 or 3 laps. So we'll just keep an eye on that. That might tighten up and be a 3-way battle for basically to try to stay in the top 10 between the 3 of them.
Maybe, but it looks like Ben's already trying to put the pressure on, showing the nose a little bit there into the kink. Certainly trying to put the pressure onto Blake, but looking unfazed from it really, and just going to have to keep sitting back and applying pressure, but hopefully keep powering on and just wait for the moment to shine.
Absolutely. All you can do is put as much pressure you can, wait for Blake to make a mistake. But I've got faith. She won't make a mistake. She'll keep it slowly and fast out. She'll be able to maintain that. She, like I said, you can see the lines. Even though that Benny's a little bit quicker, she's doing all right. She's doing all right. She's got some clean lines. She's getting good drive out of the corners, braking at the right spot, turning in. Oh, there you go.
There.
Just gotta watch out. But look who's coming. Look who's coming in the background.
Speaking of coming through in the background, King's sort of worked his way up to Price Davies now, and it's starting to put the pressure on for that P4 spot.
Yeah, that might drag Cole as well. As Cole been closing up, I think Cole might be closing as well. So, this is going to be interesting. There's a few battles going on there for the top 10. Obviously, we know that Stan's taken off, so this is obviously for 4th spot, 3-way for 4th spot. And then you've got a 3-way there to stay in the top 10. Going to be very, very interesting towards the end here with 8 minutes to go or 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously, Ryan King's probably definitely a bit better in the mid-speed corners, obviously being in a Porsche. And he's kept his nose clean for this race, so no damage on that Porsche at all. But even just in the braking zone there, you can see him closing up against that Lexus. But obviously, Lexus being a Lexus just kind of powers away from him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting who took tyres. Maybe King took some tyres, fresh tyres, same as Kyle, and their tyres aren't suffering. That's why they can put a bit of pressure on Price. But they're coming up to a few back markers that, if I'm not mistaken, are fighting for position there, maybe. Just make sure they don't get in their way. Let's see what happens.
I believe that's Daryl just in front of them, and he's P16 at the moment, but not behind, a bit behind Benny Simpson.
Yeah, it's Simpson. Benny Simpson. I think Simpson's made a mistake and they had a bit of a change there and they had to go through the timing loop. So all 3, look at the exit.
King might have a run here.
Don't go around the outside. That's dangerous around there.
He's had another look there and it might have compromised him as well. He could have had a good run here in the last corner. Certainly compromised him there. It's definitely helping Billet there in the background. You can see he's just closed up a little bit more every corner. They've all lined themselves up, 4, 5, and 6.
Yes, keeping it very, very tight there. So, oh, Cole's got a bit of a run on King. Can he do it under the brakes? Oh, come on.
Kept together. Carl's trying to hold that inside line, but didn't hold onto it for much long.
He's soft. He's soft. You need to go a little bit harder on the brakes. He had a bit more room. You've got to send
that a lot harder.
Yeah, no, I believe he could have gone a little bit harder on that. Oh, look at the grass limbs going onto the grass on the inside and the outside. So, yeah, no, Cole could have gone a bit harder into that turn one, put just a little bit more pressure, not necessarily.
Simpson's just sent it off the track there. But getting back on, so that's going to put a bit of pressure on Darrell now to try and get that 10-second gap. Billet's now lost a bit of gap here to King in the midst of all of that. King might have another look here in this back section of the track here. You can see him very, very close to the backside of Bryce Davies there. He's not done the same thing he did last lap. But looks like Bryce Davies might just be a little bit faster there in that second and last corner. And unfortunately, King's not going to be able to get a move out of the last corner.
Oh, he's hit a bit of a curve. That might have given... Blake's keeping it, and look who's closed up. Nicholson, as I said.
So we've all got ourselves lined up here for battle, a little mini battle pack for P9, mini battle pack for P4. Everyone's kind of a bit patient, just waiting. Dean obviously there in the back of that group, and King's gone a bit wide there, and he's let Billet through there.
I don't think he's let him through. I think he's just gone out wide and he had to lift so he wouldn't lose it, because he would have lost a lot of time going through that dirt there. So I believe that's just been a bit of a mistake. Now, obviously, can Cole do anything? Nissan on Lexus, Japanese power against Japanese power. And can King capitalise with the mistake? Let's see what happens in the next lap.
We've got
gone through the corkscrew.
Overpriced Toyota versus overpriced 350Z. Can we see anything come out of it?
Possibly.
However,
possibly.
I think this Toyota is a bit more fancy compared to the Nissan.
Yeah, but if anything is going to sort of match it semi on a straight, is going to be the Nissan, because we know that obviously that Lexus is rapid, but we know that Nissan is rapid. Now, is he close enough to put a little bit of pressure? No, he's not on this lap.
We've got still a few battles going on. Obviously here in the back, Nicholson has gotten in front of Oliver. So I imagine he might have made a mistake because there's a bit of gap there to Blake just in front.
So can Nicholson put a bit of pressure on Blake now? Let's see what happens. Oh, here we go, on the grass again. Oh, he's done a little bit of a pump fake. He's done a little bit of a pump fake there. He goes, I'm here, doctor. Let's go. That's bringing King back into it. Got a back marker there. Just got to make sure that Beaton doesn't get in the way. He should be able to get through the corkscrew pretty easy. And make sure he gets through the other couple of corners there to stop. Oh, Cole's
very, very close. Oh, just itching on the backside of that Lexus.
Oh, that Lexus is suffering through there. You can see the big understeer it's getting. Now it's going to come into the last corner. Who brakes better? Who gets the better exit? That's all it is.
Slow in, fast out. Game.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Who's going to do it better? You can see the blue flag thankfully getting out of the way nice and easy. Is Billet going to have a better run this time? Is he actually going to send it on the inside this time? Oh, it doesn't quite look like it. Have a sit back, but
it's
on a wider line. Can he keep it on the inside? Gets in front, but obviously, is he going to win it on this corner? It looks like Bryce Davies has still got the inside line, still holding it. Plenty of room between the two. They go side by side again through turn 4. Looks like Bryce Davies is going to keep that position. Well played by
Cole's
the man.
got another run on him here, and look who's coming. King's getting excited here. And guess who's catching up behind? Look who's catching up behind.
Oh,
With a couple laps to go, that is Justin.
That is Justin, seeing what's going on in front of him, and he's certainly grinning at the teeth at the moment, seeing that he's caught himself up here.
The three Kiwis. The three Kiwis. Billet, King and Griffin. The three Kiwis.
Maybe he's got catching possibly a bit too much curve there, and the corkscrew as well. I could see the car get a little bit bumpy through it. But all these guys so tightly packed together. Just mirror image between them through all the corners. You can see King as well had a little bit of a run there going into the last corner, but hasn't do anything out of it. You can see these two.
Oh, he's got a good run. He's got a good run now.
Let's see what Kyle can do this time. Is he actually going to send it into T1 properly? Price Davies defends on the inside. Billet on the outside. Who's going to come out on top of this one? Billet, wide entry into the second apex. Unfortunately, having to sit back behind. Davies doesn't have to defend the inside too hard. Keeps the position. King, unfortunately, not able to use anything out of what was going on. And obviously, Justin just there, still holding on.
Yeah, I've got a bit
this is getting close. Davies on the inside again.
Bruno's giving some pointers out there. Bruno's giving some pointers out there. And Cole needs to set it up into the final corner. Because he's parking, as he says, he's parking the bus. And look who's coming. Justin's coming. Justin's coming. If anyone makes a mistake, they're going to have one more lap, I reckon, after this. Because Stan's on the last lap now, so it's now or never.
Well, certainly, if Kyle wants to get it done, he's probably got to get it done at T1. But we've seen it before. We've seen Davies on the inside. We've seen him on the outside. Who knows what can happen? You can also see Ibrahim there in the back, just kind of closing up. Oh, this is getting sorted here. Looks like Billet might have a little bit of a run going here. Who goes inside? Who goes outside? Billet has a look on the inside, a little pump fake. Davies covers the inside as well. Nice and wide for that second apex. They both keep it together. King as well, just behind them, having to sit back and enjoy. Probably also suffering from a bit of pressure of Griffin now as well. He's been too busy looking in front. Now he's going to start looking behind. But here we go for the last lap.
Too much curb. Too much
curb there as well. Oh, I know Billet's going to be absolutely itching for that P4, but he's going to absolutely work for it. Same with King. I know he's itching to get in front. Griffin as well. He definitely love going a bit further up the grid.
I don't think Griffin wants to get any more up the grid. He doesn't want to get any more bop on him.
Maybe, but obviously Stan's coming across the line.
There it is, Stan just crossed the line, followed by Tafik should go through. We're just watching the final corners. We're going to be staying with this one to see what happens in the last corner. The last attempt will be going in the last corner. You can't make a mistake. Price, can he get it in and out pretty quick? Yes, he does. Does he get it stopped without running off the track? Yes, he does. Comes out of the corner, and that will be it. There's no way known. Yes, good racing between these guys. Very good. And there is Justin in the back there. Well done. Good racing. Good hard racing between those three.
Oh, certainly love to see that textbook racing between all of them, but obviously, what a race from Taufik. Almost a bit of a strategy masterclass there. Unfortunately, just not getting in front of Stan, but what a result from the man.
Yeah, how are we going with Blake? How's that going at the background there? 0.7 on Nicholson? No, there it is there.
Yeah, so Nicholson got in front of Blake there. Maybe Blake made a mistake and unfortunately had to tuck in behind Nicholson, but Nicholson has been able to take the P9 there.
All right, I'll leave you to call the results very quickly before we have to leave.
Oh, let's hope Kunos is on our side this time, but obviously we all know Stan won overall for our race, so good job to you, Stan. Taufik there in P2 with good old Benny Wittner in P3 for the pro class. Price Davies obviously snagging that high spot there as well. Billet obviously didn't get the overall track win, but we'll take the silver win with Ibrahim and Griffiths there in P2 and 3 for silver. Going on to the pro class, obviously Price Davies taking that top spot. Nicholson getting up there as well, so getting just over Blake there, getting it nice spot up the grid, and obviously Oliver just behind him as well. Moving on to the AM class, Eaton taking the top spot there, and same with Shona just being a bit back behind. They're all a bit suffering throughout that race, a bit unfortunate for him. Everyone had a bit of their own battles there in the back of the grid, but all good racing from everyone else. But from here, from myself and George, this has been your rerun of round 2 here at Laguna Seca for Split Yellow. And I believe we'll have good old iRacing coming up next.
Watkins Glen, is it?
Ooh.
Okay, because it does say Bathurst here, but anyway, we'll see what happens.
Ooh. So
it's Watkins Glen. I believe that could potentially be a rerun as well, and so stay tuned for that one. And next week, yes, we're going to continue on with some sprint racing from OOR for ASSETTO CORSA COMPETIZIONE, and the next one for next week is going to be Kyalami. You'll have to watch that one because that is a cracker of a track.
Oh, I hope to see you out on track next week, George. I know I'm certainly going to be out there.
I definitely will be out there because the Lambo actually works around there. That's for me.
Oh, well, but thank you all from George and myself here in the box. Unfortunately, we won't be joining you for the iRacing tonight. I believe it'll be the one and only Tim Gobe and John Gormley for you guys very shortly. I believe they'll be on in about 5 minutes. So for the moment, it's goodbye from us, but we'll be back very shortly.
Good night.
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. And due to some small technical difficulties, oh my god, they're going so wide. We are now back live for the iRacing GT3 series that we offer here at OR. My name is Gobby, and joining me in the box today is John Gormley, and we're already out for qualifying. So we'll quickly introduce ourselves. John, how are you?
Not good here with you, but it's a good day in America, Watkins Glen, watching these GT3s go by.
Look at the lines these guys are taking. They're going completely off track. Is this the NASCAR layout? Wait, what? What is going on? I think this is the NASCAR layout. So this caught me completely off guard. So I'm going to have to get a completely new track map. But this looks really exciting here.
Happy to see there's two Mustangs with the same livery. That means it's a team game, but I never thought I'd see GT3s go that wide. No, if only it was that for every race I could do. I'd actually be fast.
Well, what I'm guessing is because they're using the NASCAR layout, they've got NASCAR track limits, which means they can completely off track, and it's still valid. So we're getting some blistering pace out there. Some 106 for Lucas Keys, currently holding provisional pole, closely followed behind by Leo Dreyer. This is gonna be really interesting. I was not expecting this one.
Does that technically mean higher top-end cars will now perform better than, you know, every car that's focused on mid-cornering?
Potentially, but I was already expecting the Mustang to be really strong here anyways. It's completely mind-boggling, but this is going to be a very interesting race, because now it's basically cut the track in half. So right after the bus stop, instead of going around the loop, you take a right and straight back into what would be turn 12. Now it's turned into turn 6, if I remember correctly. Yeah, turn 6 and 7. So it's a 7-corner track. So
6, 7. No, sorry.
That is absolutely horrible. Yeah, you're fired as a.
Yeah, Glenn just said over comms that you're fired now, Gormley. We're never letting you back in. Please distance yourself. Thailand is not far away enough from Australia. Move further.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, 66-second lap out there, and especially how much these guys are abusing the track limits. I think we're going to get some very, very good racing here. It seems to be very fast-paced. Doesn't seem super technical, but what do I know? Am I right? The final corner is still the final corner as they hit into the wall, so they're trying to go as wide as they can. And I'm wondering if a 105 is possible. Oh, this is so sketchy. Turn 1 has just become what's that one game where you run into each other and you like drive into like a figure 8? Yeah, Wreckfest. This is looking a lot like Wreckfest in iRacing here.
Yeah, like a demolition derby.
Yeah, demolition derby. Exactly. You're spot on, John.
The only thing getting demolished here is your sanity, though, because technically, if John McAdam is doing a 66-second, then that means another second down, they're doing 67-second lap times.
Oh, don't start again with this. This is not the time for it. Oh, it's relaxing. I was having a good day, and now we've got brain rot in OR.
Were you?
That is fantastic.
Look at that Corvette. That Corvette's basically brain rot. It's Taste the Rainbow.
It is Taste the Rainbow. It's driven. I think this is driven by our lovely Chris Taylor. Currently.
Please tell me this week we have Chris Cam, Glenn. Do we? Okay, thank you. Can confirm we do have Chris Taylor Cam. So we'll see, 1, if there's a hot goth woman on his icon or not, and 2, if he'll take a tactical tote, because everybody's going to be pushing it balls to the wall, literally, because they're right up against the wall in some of these corners. And we'll have to see if there's any more wall taps, because I remember, was it Peterson Rodriguez that was, no, it was Josh Struick that was really close to the walls at Bathurst last week, and it just kept tipping me over the edge.
I wonder how Struick is actually going to fare with this Porsche here. It not being the monster machine it used to be. So far, the Mustangs are looking pretty dominant, currently holding P1 and 2, and we're looking at both of them right now. That is John McAdam and Dylan Smith, the 2 teammates running the American Army-themed Ford Mustang, appropriate for an American racetrack. Hoorah or something, I don't know.
You want Marines or Army?
I mean, if we're talking about the American cars, right, being one branch of each of the Marines, I think I was gonna say the Mustang would be more the Marines, but then I thought of Dodge. Dodge sounds more like the Marines to me. And then you've got the Air Force here with the C8 Corvette. It's not even a real American car, but it's flat plane.
Yeah, they have tea time. The Air Force has tea time.
The Corvette drivers have tea times, but the Mustang is the big, muscly Well, with a big...
What are you trying to say here, buddy? Get it out.
American V8. And then the Corvette is just a little Italian-American car, I would like to call it.
Yeah, it's like the Foreign Legion. Oh, Lucas Keys with a fantastic webcam setup. Here we can see direct from Australia how he's driving his Corvette, which... Oh, we are on board, yeah, with the Nerds Corvette. Not a bad livery, and we have his teammate Patrick Johnson down there, who unfortunately has decided to divorce ACC. Please come back, baby. It was me, not you. One of the few professional practitioners of the Bentley GT3, which the only other person I know who's that good would be Jolmsy, Mr. Joshua Holmes, who, unfortunately, is stuck doing safety car duty for iRacing now.
He's not really getting to drive the safety car from what we've seen lately.
Chris Taylor with a suit! Oh my god, dressed to the nines!
He's in a new office as well. He's got the eco-friendly office with the little suit. Now he just needs a little toque. Look at his posture. Absolutely 10 out of 10 from Chris Taylor. Look at him.
Taking telesales calls while taking positions.
He's ready for a job interview. He's actually having a job interview, but actually driving. It's like those videos we've seen online where the guy's having a job interview, but he's doing a bunch of random stuff in the background.
Green screen behind him.
The green screen, exactly. Ooh, who is that? Benjamin Ignat with the chef cam. Hello.
I'm very glad he's showing up his triple monitor. Look at me, I'm swagging out. This is how I do all the camera work, and that's, I'm not sure if we're sponsored. I don't know what that is. We don't know the PR rules of Australia and Thailand. We can't show alcohol on stream. That's a thing, actually.
He's looking like he's having a bit of a
Is there a fourth monitor up top?
There is a fourth monitor on top.
Oh
That's
my
for
goodness.
his stream, probably. Look at his setup. Look at the thumbs up from Benjamin Ignat, our other broadcaster, which isn't broadcasting. So when he's not broadcasting, he's racing, and that's how his little setup looks like. That is really, really fancy, and I rate it.
He's really happy right now. Look at him, P3.
Oh, he is P3, Benjamin Ignat. That is a fantastic effort in the BMW. Unfortunately, not quite good enough to get into pole position. The Mustangs and Lucas is hiding behind his steering wheel. Doesn't want. He's a bit camera shy, Lucas Keys.
Lucas, we can't directly see his face because he is the personification of Adonis. If we saw his true beauty, we'd all go speechless and mind shocked.
Questionable. That is questionable. That is a questionable comment coming from you, John Gormley.
I've never seen Lucas Keys and Michael Jackson in the same room. Anyway, your qualifying results are John McAdam in P1, Dylan Smith in P2, Benjamin Ignat in P3, followed by Leo Dreyer in P4, and Peterson Rodriguez in P5. So, once again, Peterson Rodriguez starting pretty high up this time. We'll have to see what sort of shenanigans he pulls this race, because he pulled some shenanigans last race as well, back in Bathurst.
He's definitely making a name for himself, Rodriguez, and in a good way. He's making it entertaining for us.
Not only that, he has a cool bike too.
He does have a very cool bike. It's so cool that it has a reverse gear.
Yeah, no, it's so heavy that it has a reverse gear. Imagine trying to back that baby up.
It's cool. It's called what? Reverse assistance? What BMW call it? So something like that. The bike weighs like 300, 400 kilos or something ridiculous like that. But it is a couch on wheels. It looks really comfortable.
And it also sounds like an old prop plane because of the Boxer engine.
A Boxer engine on a bike. That's something BMW is known for. Unfortunately, with the race cars, they're known, well, with the LMH.
Hickey with the wiggles, the excited wiggles. He's like a cat ready to go.
He's ready to go with his loach. That is really cool because now we're gonna get to actually see his actual inputs. And see, he's spinning the wheels. We can see the car turning the wheels as well. So I'm actually very excited for this because we get to see an actual POV of an Octane Online Racing driver, and Jaden Rondinella is actually here. I thought he wasn't racing, but he is actually here. Unfortunately, no face cam for Jaden Ron Danella did not have the best of luck at Watkins. Not Watkins, at Laguna Seca. He did get himself, I think, an SG30 for a bit of pit speeding. So.
Oh, hey, I got that too.
Naughty, naughty. I see the JC Academy, Pit Stop Academy is working very well for you guys, but as now the drivers are out for the formation lap, it's looking like for some tracks we have a full formation lap and some tracks we do not, but this is one of the few tracks we do have a full formation lap. Everybody weaving, everybody trying to get heat into their tires.
Does that actually do anything? Because I've seen like some articles. Okay, so it does do something.
Well,
as Lucas Keys with a poop-eating grin on his webcam, he's finally happy to get going, I guess. Or maybe somebody relayed what I said to him, and now he's just, I hate this guy. Mouth wide open.
Wide open. He's
ready for some nerds.
He's ready to go. I'm not even looking at the racing. I'm just looking at the webcams here. But I think if we're looking for webcam winner, for me, it's going to be Chris
Taylor. I mean, it's
ready for the job interview, ready to do some emails, or quote unquote doing some emails. He's actually
sending emails or sending it in the corner. When you have to sim race, when you have a meeting at 4 but have to sim race at 4:30.
He's aggressively weaving. They're going to be weaving and warming warming brakes. Obviously, in iRacing you do a bit of both. You want to mix warming brakes and doing the weaving. It really helps on race starts, especially when I don't think they get tire warmers here. Although they are using the quote-unquote DTM rule set, but for this race it's looking like they're using a NASCAR rule set where, you know, just if your car's still driving, you're still good to go, basically.
NASCAR rule. Keep it out of the wall. I almost ripped an F word right in the middle because it just feels like the emphasis is necessary. Now, I do understand why they would want to warm their tires so much, because as soon as, after the first corner, they're just going to go full blast just all the time, basically, around this track now.
I definitely agree. But since we're using the NASCAR rule set as they go too wide, I'm going to give myself a little bit of tribute, if you've watched NASCAR, to Darrell Waltrip, as John McAdam and Dylan Smith lead the field through the final corner, as the safety car will eventually pull in, and it does pull in, as we're still red, and it's going to be boogity. We're going racing at Watkins Glen, and fantastic start from John McAdam, quickly taking the lead into turn 1. They go, now how will they negotiate that? They do have a lot of runoff, as we see one driver actually disappearing, Dylan Smith, looking like having a bit of connection issue, and not sure what's happened. We've lost cameras, but I can still see on the track map the drivers are driving. The safety car is still pulling into the pits. We're not sure what's going on, but we are now back, and as we see, Dylan Smith has shown back up, and now he's under threat from Benjamin Hignett, as Peterson Rodriguez looking for the slipstream, looking to get through as they go through the bus stop chicane. Very, very ballsy part of the track, probably the most dangerous part of the track in this layout, but it's looking like we're going back single file as we're going through around the outer loop, and we're gonna keep turning right, and we're going back through the back straight into turn 6 as we're using as much track as we can. And again, Peterson Rodriguez looking to get through, wants to get around Dylan Smith as fast as he can, just does not quite have the overlap. He has a bit of contact,
and that is two off.
Can they recover? Oh. They both recover, thankfully, but that might be a bit of a slap on the wrist for Peterson Rodriguez.
I don't think, yeah.
He's done it again.
I do not think that was contact. I think that was just a proper slide out from the both of them. I think Peterson Rodriguez obviously panicked slightly, but for the other Mustang, Dylan Smith, I think he just slid out on his own, because there was a gap that I could see, as we're now back on board with Benjamin Hignett and Lucas Keys right behind one another. John McAdam managing to drive it away from all that. And now, is that Patrick Johnston up from P8 to P4 as well? That is a surprise.
P4.
Oh, wait. Was that damage on that Mercedes? Front bumper's gone? Just wait, silver Mercedes.
It is missing a front bumper, so I wonder what kind of contact they've got into there. But it doesn't seem to be affecting them too much. That is the Mercedes of Will Hammond, missing its front bumper, but it's looking like he's managing it pretty well, as we're back looking at Benjamin Hignett. As we're looking at
nice
he goes
webcam.
Turn 6.
That is exactly where, yeah, there, as you can see, right? Oh, that's gone grass. No.
That's pretty terminal damage for Benjamin Hignet. Unfortunately, that's looking like race over for Hignet, and that is a very unfortunate end for the BMW driver. He's done so well at the start. Unfortunately, look, his rear suspension
back
is
into
broken.
the pits.
His entire suspension is broken, as we do get a replay here of
Patrick Johnson around the outside.
That's what happened to the Mercedes. Bit of contact with the
okay.
and that bumper, that's a very expensive bumper to be gone.
Bumper too. I'd be picking that up and taking it home.
Stealing it. That is not mine, unfortunately. Benjamin
Hignet limping back to the pits.
I don't remember if they have a fast repair. If they do have a fast repair, they do have a fast repair, so they'll quickly be able to fix that and get back onto the race. If you look at the webcam, the steering wheel does not look too happy, but the field will come back around really quickly, so he's gonna want to get that done as fast as he can and hopefully not get lapped.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the main standpoint of this race, is that everybody's going so far around the end. Alley-oop. Anyway, everybody's going so far off the track that you're just ending up risking, because if we did get a replay, he spun out on his own. That was just a lack of grip. That was Bluetooth traction.
Bluetooth traction, indeed. And it's looking like also Rodriguez, I think, had overheated tires, and unfortunately that's what happens when your tires overheat. If you overheat them, you lose grip, as well as we do have a safety car out there, so I'm wondering if we're going to see our good friend Joshua Holmes out on track, as there is a car coming out the pits, I think. He's currently in P24, not sure where he is, but we do have a safety car here, and that's actually a godsend for Benjamin Hignet. He will be able to catch back up to the field.
I would kill to be a safety car right now, because I love the M2 so much.
It doesn't look like he's driving it. At least I do not see him. I do not see an M2 in the pit, so perhaps we're
virtual
not
safety car.
It might be, yeah, a virtual safety car. So, yeah, he's in P24. I don't see any 24s on the track map. See P23. That is Benjamin Hignet. I'm pretty sure that is Benjamin Hignet. So it's like we don't have an actual physical safety car. Perhaps Joshua Holmes was not available today, and he might be kicking himself over it.
Oh, true, because I remember earlier that even if you register, the car is there, but the person is not. Is that correct, yes, Mr. Glenn? Okay, no problem. We're just gonna roll with it. Whatever I say is true source, trust me, bro.
Yeah, trust me, bro. It's looking like they're actually starting to go again, perhaps? I'm not sure.
I think they're just letting the field catch up, because once again, we'll have to see once we look at P1, and depending on what P1 is doing, because it looks... see, they're not cutting the hell out of that, so they are still going at a reasonable pace, not a racing pace.
I mean, Josh Holmes is here. He is in the VC, so perhaps he's just not driving the safety car. Oh, that's interesting. But I'm expecting we're going to go back green eventually as we go around the final corner now. I'm expecting John McAdam to have the pace now. Now he can go until the start-finish line. Once he crosses that line, if we are going, the car behind it, and he is indeed looking like
Holland.
He is going. He is Holland in the big old Mustang, followed by two Corvettes, and we are back racing. And
track limits are a forgetful thing. Don't need them. Not here anymore.
Track limits are overrated. We do not need them. We're here to drive fast, and driving fast is what John McAdam is doing. He's looking at. He's got a good jump. He's already starting to have a bit of a gap to the Corvettes in the big old Mustang.
Now we did see Chris Taylor show himself behind one of the other Mustangs, possibly just a mind game, but that doesn't look like much of a gap. Lucas Keys looking real close to John McAdam, and Patrick Johnson right behind Lucas Keys as well. Please, as much as I love, our teammates, the people we know, I don't want the Mustang to lose. As Chris Taylor has gone on the inside, has made a move. Can he secure it? Because that is where Peterson and
getting into an incident with the Mustang, and does he miss the wall? He does miss the wall, but the tires. The tires don't look too happy after that.
legitimately, that sign, go bowling, that that is a perfect encapsulation of what's going right now.
NASCAR racing out there with really expensive GT cars. This Ferrari 296 approaching about $1 million. So we are NASCAR racing with more sophisticated cars, but this has already been really entertaining for us viewers, and obviously it's probably not very entertaining for the drivers getting involved in these incidents, but it's surprising what a short little track circuit layout thing can do in terms of racing. This is looking really close throughout the field.
It's like drip feeding adrenaline directly into your bloodstream, because look at that, Lucas Keys, he's barely behind McAdam, and sooner or later either McAdam will make a mistake or Lucas will make a move. You have to see when he's gonna make a move, because it's like full throttle everywhere basically, except for turn 1 and the hairpin. It's a special oval.
It's a special oval made for NASCARs.
Turning's overrated, guys. Come on.
Yeah, but we're not only turning left, right? We're actually turning right quite a lot here. And then
well, if it was reversed, it'd be turning left. But Patrick Johnson just tucking in the slipstream of Lucas Keys. I'm not sure what they're trying to do here. If they are trying,
if team orders are gonna take place here between these two. Wonder if perhaps Patrick Johnson might give a little bit of a bump to Lucas Keys if he can get close enough, and they might have to work together here to get around the big old Mustang. The Mustang is looking extremely strong here, even with Lucas in the slipstream, and it's looking like type of layout where the slipstream should be strong, because you're always fast, you're always behind the guy in front. There's not really much technicality in the layout of this track, so you'd expect the slipstream to be
look at that closing speed right there, unless it was just a camera angle.
It's looking strong, just not quite strong enough for the Corvette to close up on the Mustang. And also that other Corvette from Patrick Johnson actually losing the tiniest bit of ground to his teammate here, but he's gonna want to start catching up, and perhaps they're gonna want to start working together to get ahead, and hopefully Lucas can get himself into P1.
It really does just look like the Mustang is driving away with the extra power it has compared to the Corvette C8. And yeah, even though the Corvette is more aerodynamic, it just seems like getting the best exit can just allow you to pull away.
I mean, the Mustang is definitely also very, very aerodynamic, even though it does not look like it. It does look like a bit of a brick, but it is actually very, very aerodynamic and turns really well in iRacing.
It's a brick with fins.
It's a brick with fins, but
Patrick goes very wide. Obviously, that's not track limits, but he will probably lose some time from that anyway.
Yeah, he's also got Morgan behind him. He's got to watch out for. He's not going to want to do too many mistakes. So it's looking like it's getting a bit darker on tracks. Look, we got a big old cloud coming on top of us. Now, wondering if rainfall is a possibility here. I don't think it is, but it's one can always dream.
Just want to mention, Glenn, I don't see a race timer anywhere, so how many more minutes is left? Thank you very much, Glenn. He'll get that sorted out for us, because I just want to mention John McAdam managed to maintain P1 through this whole race so far. P2 currently, Lucas Keys up 4 positions. Patrick Johnson, P3, up 6 positions. William Morgan, up 7 positions. 6-7! Nicholas Carter, up 5. And Chris Taylor, up 9 positions. So Chris Taylor, the suit is paying off. You are getting that interview. You are getting that promotion. You're getting the keys to your boss's car, and you're heading home. I'm not going to continue that.
And I know exactly what you're gonna say. He has the keys to my house. Go home and do something to my beloved. As we're looking back at Chris Taylor, he has made 9 positions. That's pretty insane. Obviously, we've had a lot of incidents. We've got a couple drivers looking at Leo Dreyer. Will Hammond actually has lost a lot of positions. Not sure what's happened to him.
Ooh, we're good. Sorry.
Getting so close to the wall here. It is absolutely insane.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I love WATKINS, Glenn. I've never driven this layout, but it looks really, really exciting. It looks like a fun Monza.
Yeah, like an actually interesting Monza.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Monza can be interesting. Whoa! Now, unfortunately, Leo Dreyer, Dylan Smith, and Benjamin Hignett all had their own incidents that they had to deal with. Now, Benjamin Hignett, let me just check, up P15 from basically dead last, which is a great recovery drive already. We also have Leo Dreyer, P17, and Will Hammond, P18. Will Hammond is also the person who got turned around by Leo Dreyer. Where is Leo? Oh, yeah, Leo Dreyer's P7. I just said. I'm retarded. Jaden Rondinella, hanging around 19. Don't continue that. Don't ignore it. We're just going to keep going on. Lucas Keys now with fastest lap with a 106.636.
Ooh, that's a good bike.
Yeah, the ZX6R, the Ninja 636.
Beautiful bike. But John McAdam still in the lead here. But Lucas Keys is not letting go. They've built quite a significant gap to Patrick Johnson. Not sure what's happened to Patrick, but he's lost a lot of ground here. And I'm sure that's actually not what Lucas Keys wants. He actually wants his teammate to be behind him and give him some assistance here. So, but Lucas Keys as well cannot really slow up. He wants to get around P1, and if he does slow up, he'll be out of slipstream from John McAdam. As lots of racing going on, but guys, they go side by side through the bus.
Benjamin Hignett, and that's off track. Oh, bad rejoin. Oh my God, they make it work.
Oh, that's a scary rejoin as Benjamin Hignett, you've already got yourself into an incident. Don't get yourself into another incident, please.
Benny, we're not in Italy. You don't have to run with the bulls. Holy moly, and he's right. He's not giving up. You know what? I've already spun once. He's just seeing red right now.
The angry BMW from Benjamin Hignett really wants to get through, and that Mercedes is going to defend the inside. Benjamin Hignett,
and he gets tapped on the back too.
That's the battle of the German beasts. It's Mercedes.
He gets squeezed.
He hits the wall, and a bit of contact with the Mercedes ahead of him. The Mercedes behind. Oh, bit of wheel tap there, and there's a McLaren getting involved as well as they now go side by side. A bit of side draft for the Mercedes, just not quite enough. The McLaren looking down the inside, and we have another Mercedes in the back. And if these guys keep tussling, that Mercedes is going to get involved again. So it's going to be Mercedes, BMW, McLaren, Mercedes, as that McLaren is now fighting for its life as it's fighting 6.2 liter V8 that's right behind it.
That is genuinely amazing how, one, Benjamin Hignett did not crash the car because he had contact with the wall, and the front right of his car had contact with the rear left quarter panel of the Mercedes in front, but they both managed to keep together. I saw them. They had a little wiggle, but they managed to keep on going straight and give us this amazing drive and this amazing battle right now. That is way more Mercedes than I realized they're in. How many Mercedes are there in this race?
I don't know if it's caught up, but now Benjamin Hignett is going on the attack, looking down the inside. He does go side by side and does make the move down the inside.
Oh, that's racing. That's racing to me. That's rubbing his racing.
Now the McLaren is going to look down the inside of the Mercedes and does manage to get alongside due to the compromise exit, and will he get through for the straight? He does not quite able to hold the speed.
Side draft.
Side by side. He will get the side draft through the main
straight stop. Oh my God.
Please, guys, respect each other as they go through the bus stop, and the Mercedes is going to concede, and the McLaren will also get ahead, as now it's going to be Mercedes versus another Mercedes for going for another tussle. Benjamin Hignett is going to try and go as wide as he can. Now the Mercedes is on the background going side by side. One of them taking a very tight line, and that will compromise his exit a little bit, but they are going to go side by side through turn 6. Actually gets around, and they are teammates. So I'm wondering if team orders have a bit of play to go in here, as they are both running the same Iron Lynx livery, and wondering who is that. I think Will Hammond. It's Will Hammond and I think Angelus. No, not that. That might be, yeah, Angelus. Working together, and Will Hammond probably has more pace. It's looking like he has decided to fix his front bumper, and now he's going to go on the charge and try to get around the two cars in front of him.
Now, as you can see, Will Hammond, Leo Dreyer, Benjamin Hignett, these are all pros that had incidents, fallen back, and are pushing their way back up the field quite at a rapid pace. Now we do have Josh Schuick just in front, who's down one position from where he started, but other than that, most of these, which it's a terrifying thing to think about, just having a pro come up behind you, be like, hey, I need to go that way. And you're both going 200 plus kilometers an hour through a corner where there's just, the track limit is the wall. As
replay here that
Josh
Jaden Rondinella. This is.
Oh,
Ooh,
Jaden.
looks very sketchy.
Oh,
It
and
goes
that's
for a
sliding.
drift around the other loop. Oh, it's the other wall.
Good thing the video
we've
cut
gone
right there.
Back to the future. What was the speed? 80 something miles an hour. I do
88.
not remember. 88 miles an hour, and he's gone back to the future, and he's gonna want to go back to restart the race because that looked like a race-ending crash from Jaden Rondinella. As we're now back with John McAdam and Lucas Case going for the bus stop. This is some very, very exciting racing. In fact, this is the most exciting race we've had so far on iRacing. We've got battles throughout the field. We've got Corvette versus Mustang. Now we've got McLaren versus BMW. McLaren has the slipstream. Will he look down the inside? He's just not quite close enough to make a move onto Benjamin Hignett. But Leo Dreher has shown pace before. He has won races before. He has won the race. I think at Road America he's won that one. So he does have the pace, and he's gonna want to get around the big BMW.
I will say it feels like sooner than later. Yeah, so we're currently 18 minutes into this race of the 45-minute race. Sooner than later, I bet you people will start feeling their tires giving way, especially with all this aggressive driving, especially with all the tussling that's been going on. Not to mention the small pickups of damage along the way from tapping the wall and tapping other cars, which will inevitably influence the aerodynamics. Now, as we're on board Michael Clark here with Mitch Hobbsy right behind. Mitch Hobbsy's 3 tenths down. Dan Hawkins 5 tenths down for Mitch Hobbsy. We did see Hobbsy get a little incident earlier, but he still seems to be driving it pretty well. Michael Clark up 7 positions from race start also.
That's a fantastic effort for some of these drivers, making a lot of position. But Hobbsy is going to want to get a move on here. He's going to want to get around. He wants to get back through the field. He did get himself into a bit of an incident with another driver, unfortunately. So he's probably only pressing his right pedal, honestly, as he looks down the inside. Just, ooh, does he get the overlap? He does get a little bit, and he goes side by side, but he will be on the outside for turn 6 here. Can he make the move around the outside? He does make the move around the outside. Fantastic move here from Mitch Hobbs. Through full balls, full commitment, and does get the move done on Michael Clark.
Academy director right here, guys. Listen to him. He's a pro. Even though he's not driving the Lambo for some reason. He loves the Lambo. Well, in ACC he does. Now, I just want to mention, Dylan Smith back up to P6 after the incident earlier in the race. And now that has pushed Chris Taylor down 1 position, but he's still 8 positions up.
Yeah, Chris Taylor, our local businessman, as I'm going to call him now, still up 8 positions. We're back on board. Look at the little smile. Look at him. He's having the time of his life. He's having the time of his life. You love to see it. He's focused.
Oh, that is way wide.
That is very wide. It's a bit of grass. Chris Taylor is
look at his face.
He's like, I wasn't meant to do that. That was a bit of a mistake.
I bet you would love to drive this track right now, Tim.
I would love that. Looks a lot of fun, especially with the amount of racing going on. It looks like a lot of fun. It's just looks just so high paced. These guys don't look like they're going slow anywhere. Just every part of the track they're going fast, and going fast is fun. So
you heard it here first, guys. 2026, Tim Cope, going fast is fun. It's like a quote from Talladega Nights.
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, one of the things that I hate the most about driving behind somebody else, oh my god, as we're watching Benjamin Hignett right behind Dan Hawking, can he get the overspeed from the slipstream? Because Josh Rick is right behind him as well. Everybody here is looking for a position here. Everybody's looking to make a move, get a position, make a pass, or, you know, just, wait, was that Porsche? Were all 4 wheels off the ground right there for Mr. Michael Clark?
It did look like he went for a bit of a jump there, Michael Clark. Perhaps he's looking to start his debut in trophy truck racing, so he's getting a bit of practice in a Porsche GT3 in a trophy Porsche. Imagine if Porsche made a trophy truck, just the 911 body with big trophy truck tires and big suspension.
That's basically the Porsche Dakar at this point, just with extra suspension.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Benjamin Hignett right on the tail of Michael Clark, within 2 tenths He'll have to see how he manages this, because the closer you get to that wall, I'm sure the more speed you get as well, but ooh.
Some it says,
Now,
ooh, Benjamin
yeah, it
Ignat
is-
really wants to get through. Benjamin Ignat right on the rear bumper of the Porsche and does go down the inside. Can he make the move done before the bus stop? I
Yeah,
wonder
he's
if Michael
pulling
Clark
ahead.
is gonna
He's
let-
already pulling ahead.
It looks like he is pulling ahead. That BMW is looking really quick, and the Porsche is looking like they're struggling, unfortunately.
Well, that's the thing. It's naturally aspirated. The BMW, yeah, it's inline six, but it's turbo. So the turbo at the top end just keeps churning out the horsepower, while you're probably already out of power band on the Porsche. You just have to rely on the naturally aspirated aspect.
Yeah, the BMW does have a bit of. You know, one car that is not naturally aspirated but also looking really quick out there is the Mustang, as Lucas Keys has come into the pits for
That's
his.
Patrick Johnston.
Oh, that is Patrick Johnson. That is 777777777. Patrick Johnson going for his pit stop of the race. We are running half tanks. I can't imagine that they're using their fuel saving a lot, as this looks like a track again. Just
I completely
right.
forgot that it was half tank. Not gonna lie, I thought these guys were just gonna go like this for the whole 45.
It is half tank, and they are just always pressing the right pedal. So, but I can't imagine it's going to be a very fuel efficient track, to say the least.
Yeah, imagine if they pressed the wrong pedal.
Imagine if they press the left pedal. Pressing the right pedal and the left pedal does give the car a screenshot. So just let you guys know. It does
Yeah.
not do that. It does not do that. It really does not do that.
If you want more boost, you just Alt F4, Alt plus F4.
I mean, I know they wouldn't be doing that now, but back in the Trans Am series, the Audi that had like a 2.5
Ooh, side by side through the wall of champions. Oh yeah, he's going in the pits. Never mind.
going in pits. But talking about pressing the right pedal and left pedal at the same time, that's a technique they used back in the days to keep the turbos pulled up. Fun fact. So yeah, you have that. So if you got a turbo car that's got a lot of lag, just press both pedals. I don't think it really works in the modern day anymore, but obviously with technology and all that stuff, turbos are much more efficient than they used to be, and well, you can make smaller turbos and stuff using one big turbo.
Now that's a move.
That is a move from the BMW driver of Nicholas Carter, the other BMW on track there. And Lucas Key still looking as close as ever to the Mustang, not pitting yet. Wondering if they're going to pit at the same time. Wondering if he's gonna want to make a move before pitting.
I have
But
a question, Tim.
It's send it
What
my
is
way.
what's it called when there's like excess rubber on the track from just racing? Is that marbling? It's not marbling,
Yes.
right?
Yes, marble.
Okay.
The
Does
word is
iRacing
marble.
simulate marbling as well? Because I know ACC does.
It definitely does.
So what you're saying is,
ACC does as well.
oh, well, I was just never good enough to notice then.
Well, if you go off the racing line, you'll see them on track, and they actually do affect grip. I'm pretty sure they do at least.
I've never just been good enough to notice. Anyway, I just wanted to ask because these guys are still taking the same line, still doing everything at 100%, and that's blue flags, so they will have to let them pass sooner or later, which is, it's tough because if you slow down, then you basically ruin the rest of your lap just because of how high speed this track is in general, this layout.
I'm wondering if he's gonna move out the way here.
Ooh.
He doesn't look like he wants to let them go. He does not really want to let them go at all. Ooh, Lucas Keys goes back onto the racing line because he's just in time to get through as they now go around turn one again. These guys surely have got to be pitting anytime soon now because they are 26 minutes into the race. Surely this lap or the lap after they'll be in the pits.
Maybe Lucas is going for an overcut. Now, we did see Patrick Johnston. Now, they are teammates. They do run very similar setups, but they have been known to not do the same strat, per se.
Yep, definitely.
As we can see, 6 people currently in the pits. We have Michael Clark, Chris Taylor, Graham Hill, Nicholas Carter, Pearson Rodriguez, and Shane Go. Oh, Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor in his tailored suit.
in his tailored suit. That's a good one. As now they go around through turn 6 as Chris Taylor now go to have a look at the. He's always smiling. He's always smiling. I wish I could drive and smile like that all the time. I've got my serious face and I'm driving and I'm just all stressed out. He's just smiling, just a Sunday drive for him. And Lucas Keys does go into the pits, but looking like the Mustang has stayed out. And it has stayed out.
Yeah, we can see Luca. It looks like he's wearing a mask right now, only showing his nose and mouth, like a old-timey French burglar.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. He did manage to rob P1, unfortunately, but we'll have to see what he comes out in after pits. Now, do you think? Now, Benjamin Hayden did pit much earlier because of the incident. Do you think he filled up enough gas to run the rest of the race?
No.
Oh.
Definitely
So he will
not.
have to take another. Oh.
He will have to unfortunately take another pit stop. It would be quite funny if, you know, they had a full tank, but they could only start the race with half a tank, so they go in the pit and all of a sudden
make it
full
more
tank. That would
Glenn,
be like
we're gonna throw in some wild cards now. We have to come up with some really stupid ideas. Thank you for that. I'll take that as a compliment.
That is hurtful.
That's a compliment.
Glenn just called us stupid, everyone.
No, he said we come up with great stupid ideas.
Nah, he's called us stupid. I'm gonna interpret it. The way I wanna interpret it, and Glenn has called me stupid, and I will take that to heart. Just kidding. We love you, Glenn, and really we love the work you're doing. As now John McAdam goes into the pits. Now I'm interested to see where Lucas Keys ends up after this. Wondering if he took tires or if any of them took tires, but Lucas Keys should be
Benjamin
coming
Higdon.
around.
Back
He's
in
coming around the final
P1,
corner
where he
now.
rightfully belongs.
Where he rightfully belongs, Benjamin Higdon. And Lucas Keys goes for the start-finish straight, start-finish line now. And where is McAdam? It's looking like McAdam's already gone out the pits, and he has gone out the pits. And unfortunately, Lucas Keys has not managed to get ahead of McAdam. In fact, he's lost a bit of ground to McAdam.
That must be the slipstream of McAdam pulling Lucas along, because that one-lap undercut did not pay off, unfortunately.
In fact, it cost Lucas quite a bit of time. That gap is pretty significant. It's not a tire change significant, so I don't think they took tires. Maybe they both did, but I don't think they did. Only way he can make it up to you, Gubby, is driving a GT4 with you. Well, that's Matt Powell, and the offer's still up. If Matt Powell wants to drive a Camaro GT4 with me in the next upcoming Enduro, or, you know, Glenn Germain as well. You know, Glenn gets himself behind the wheel a bit, you know, stop doing the boring broadcasting stuff and drives a bit. That'd be good to see. I'm down to drive with both of them. Me, Glenn Germain, and Matt Powell, the GT4 dream team right there.
I will say, just a what is it? It's a clarification or a warning label. Commentator Tim is very nice. Racing Tim is like a feral raccoon trapped inside a trash can.
I'm not that mean, all right? I am not.
You're not mean. You're feral. There's a difference. He's a rabid animal. As we see Dylan Smith right behind Patrick Johnson. The roles are reversed here, as opposed to John McAdam and Lucas Keys. Lucas Keys behind McAdam, but here Smith behind Johnson. Now, two separate team battles happening in the same race. We'll have to see which team is. Oh, that is a lot of slipstream. Over speed. He will hug the outside through bus stop. Yeah, he had to take it easy through there.
So quick. It is ridiculously quick. I can already imagine Patrick talking to Lucas. That thing is ridiculous. I can't do anything down the straights. But I was already expecting this track to be a Mustang-focused track. It's just fast-paced corners, just fast-paced everywhere. That car just looks the strongest here. Again, but I'm not an iRacing connoisseur like some of these guys are, so I could be wrong. I could completely be wrong.
Another factor that you have to consider is the engine size. Now, I know the Mustang is running either a 5.2 or a 5.4 liter V8, and I think the C8 Corvette runs a 5.5 liter flat plane. I will just double check that on my other screen real quick, because I don't think it's a 5 liter flat. I think it's a 5.5 liter.
Yeah, but you're saying that, but look at the overlap that Mustang gets just at the start of the straight. He's gonna go around the outside, and he goes through before they even go through the bus stop. Dylan Smith does get the position from Patrick Johnston, so the speed difference is quite insane between these two cars. But they do have
I think it's just the torque of the engine managing to push through all that air. Now, Patrick Johnston does have the slipstream now. We'll have to see if he does try to make a move or not. We're back on board Mr. Hobbsy now, after having served as pit stop, currently in P12, fighting Graham Hill in P11. And yeah, I just double-checked the statistics. The Corvette C8 does have a 5.5 liter. Unfortunately, due to being flat plane and not cross plane, doesn't have the same torque figure though.
Crossplane V8s are the only V8, and I'll stand my ground on that one. Unfortunately, or fortunately for me, they're the best sounding ones. It's just factual for me. Oh, Taylor! Look at the steering input. It's racing with Benjamin Hignett. Now these two are good friends, so they're probably having a bit of a laugh. And Benjamin Hignett does go through Chris Taylor. Now can Chris Taylor goes back through? That looked really, really scary. It looked like he almost hit the wall there.
Look, he's checking something off screen. He's like, man, that was a bit too much. I do think I saw Chris Taylor's car get air for a moment, similar with the Porsche. I swear I saw all four wheels leave the ground for a millisecond at turn one.
Benjamin Hignett is looking like he's driving a bit angry, but
and then once again, Chris Taylor, where are you going?
He's laughing. Look at him. He's laughing. I think he's doing at this point. I think he's doing it on purpose.
Genuinely, like it's tough to tell. Because of the track limits, we don't know if the track limit is just before the grass, or you can really just go all the way out onto the grass, as we are on board Peters and Rodriguez. Almost.
I do think there's no track limits. If that was a track limit, surely he would have had a slowdown. But Rodriguez looking down the inside of Mitch Hobbs. They go side by side through turn one.
Once again, that Mustang proving to be slidey.
Rodriguez giving us a bit of a show once again. Has the pace just not been lucky the last couple of rounds. Well, this round and last round. As
Leo Chair right next to Chris Taylor.
Oh, they're going back side by side. They're going to go side by side through the bus stop. Oh, Leo Dre does manage to get just ahead on entry. Oh, these cars are jumping all around. There's some really, really entertaining racing to watch. And there is, talking all this long, there's only 10 minutes of racing to go. Well, not 10 minutes, well, 10 and a half minutes. 10 and a half to go as they go around through turn 6 once again. It's just crazy how fast this lap is.
Yeah, really. These cars are flying, and so is the time, because genuinely, what an interesting watch today. I'm so glad we didn't get the normal layout, we got this NASCAR layout, because it's just such a change, not only of pace, but of circumstances and just battles in general. As we are once again back on board with Smith, pulling slightly away from Patrick Johnston. Johnston still not completely out of the battle. He's still 3/10 down. Once again, it just looks like the C8 just doesn't have the oomph it needs to do this track with the current layout.
Ooh, the Mustang looks a bit sketchy there, but yeah, he can only manage to slightly keep up due to the slipstream.
Graham Hill with a side-by-side, almost side-by-side.
Chris Taylor is getting bullied by everyone. Leave the businessman alone. I wonder if he's gonna go wide again. Now I'm watching again. Is he gonna go wide? He is. He's just using as much track as he can. And a couple cars behind him are doing the same thing. So I think that's just a normal line. It's just okay to go on the grass back there. So oh good, just keep on racing. But yeah, he's under trouble now from Graham Hill. And again, it's another Mustang versus Corvette battle, and we've seen how these go. And yeah, look, Graham Hill already side by side, looking down the inside. And Johnson Smith looking like he has done perhaps a bit of a mistake, and just does manage to get ahead. Now, can he stay ahead for the back straight? He will defend the inside, forcing Smith around the outside.
And he's squeezing as well.
And just forces Smith to stay behind.
Back off a little bit, yeah.
Very aggressively there, Patrick Johnston, and he's got the position back, and he's gonna want to hold on to it this time.
Well, the only reason he would defend that aggressively, it does look like Graham Hill did make the move past Chris Taylor, and now he's got Will Hammond right behind him in the Mercedes again. But I think the reason why Patrick is defending so heavily against Smith is mainly because he's not confident that he can make that position back if Smith does get in front of him once again. Now he's in a V8
possibility.
sandwich. Chris Taylor is in a V8 sandwich, and he himself is a V8 too, as Will Hammond just trying to sneak up the ups inside. This is another thing I wanted to mention to you. Since the tracks are so wide, there's the philosophy of point and shoot, right? You go in, you slow down, and then you just have a great exit. And there's the other one, which is maintaining as much speed as you possibly can. As Will Hammond just driving it right around the inside. Now, will he hit the wall? No, he also keeps it. That is pretty smooth driving.
Chris Taylor is bleeding down the field. He's looking like he's struggling in his Corvette. Unfortunately, the other drivers around him just managing to find ways around. Now the Mercedes is actually not known for straight line speed. As again, Patrick Johnson just managing to stay ahead of Dylan Smith. For how long is that gonna be? There is just over 7 minutes of racing to go, not including a potential extra lap.
That is Peterson Rodriguez.
As Rodriguez
right
now
Chris
looking
Taylor.
to get around Chris Taylor. He will be forced around the outside. Now, will he be able to make it through? He's gone a bit sideways a couple of times, Rodriguez.
Especially in that corner.
He's got a bit of an esports setup, not gonna lie. Rodriguez, but this time he's managed to get around and managed to use the grip of the car to not go for a slide, as it's looking like it's
Chris
getting
Taylor,
pretty
just keep
dark
driving
out
on the grass. Nothing can go wrong if you just eat more grass.
there. And now Dylan Smith again forced around the outside, and Patrick Johnson is trying to make his Corvette as wide as he can and just managed to
Also,
stay ahead. It's looking
that
like
Mercedes is a
he's
blue
fighting
flag.
for his life. The Mercedes ahead, I think that might be
Willie Morgan is in the Porsche.
No, William Morgan. William Morgan is in a McLaren. I'm pretty sure. If I'm remember correct, he's the number 10. Whichever car's got. Yeah,
Maybe then there's.
Yeah, he is in the McLaren. Yeah, he is in the McLaren. So those two cars
Okay,
ahead
so-
are blue flags.
Blue flags, more like roadblocks. Because I'm a fast driver and I'm edgy.
Now Chris Taylor now under threat from Mitch
Hobbsy.
Hobbs.
I'm
in
willing
the
to bet
Ferrari.
money. I'm willing to bet money. Mitch Hobbsy, Lucas Keys, Patrick Johnston, Benjamin Hignett, Chris Taylor, they're all in a Discord right now talking to each other.
It's definitely possible. I mean,
A fake American VAR versus a fake Italian VAR.
I've got a bit of insider information.
Yeah, you gonna spit it out or what?
Yeah, Hobbsy is not in a voice chat with them at the moment. So
That's
you owe me
sad.
money, even though I never agreed to the bet.
Well, luckily I owe you bot, which is nothing. Because
Yeah,
we live in a
it's
third world
nothing.
country.
I
owe you a access fee.
Yes,
Well,
maybe. I don't know. As they
The
go around
Australians keep calling us a third world country, so fine. We'll have way better internet than you, as we're on board with Benjamin Hignett. Now, P7 having done the recovery drive, but he hasn't pitted yet, Tim.
Yes,
He has a second time.
Yeah, yes. He would have run out of fuel. He would have run out of fuel by now if he had it pitted.
Okay, so he did pit, and now he's P7.
Yeah, P7. He's still 4 positions down from where he
Fantastic.
started, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, he ended up last because he made out with the wall of champions. Which this is a very impressive recovery drive as well.
I mean,
Yeah,
he made out with a world of champion because he's a champion. Am I right?
Yeah, well, it's like the whole, I drink Fanta, they call me fantastic, but when I drink alcohol, they just, Now, once again, John McAdam, Lucas Keys, Willie Morgan, Patrick Johnston, and Dylan Smith. Those will round out your current top 5. Now, Lucas Keys looking like he has lost time to John McAdam, unfortunately, with a 1.3 second gap and losing further. We are still on board with Benjamin Hignett with Leo Dreyer right behind, so this is still for position, and it is still something that could happen because Leo Dreyer is only 3/10 off. And you know, anything can happen at this track. We already saw Benjamin go off at the corner before the Wall of Champions.
Yeah, he definitely has. Did that car go off just ahead there, or am I tripping? It looks like whoever's in
There is track map 21. Yeah.
P21. Who is that? That's Aston Martin facing
Benjamin
the
Archer.
wrong way. What happened, James Bond?
Bond's strong. Incredibly unfortunate to be turned around. Not just turn around, but turn around there of all places, which is extremely sketchy.
Called the Bondulance.
Bond's having a strong.
The Bond's name, James' name, please to Bond's names to James. We're backing up. Mustang battle between Rodriguez and Graham Hill. Rodriguez managing to bring himself back into the top 10, and now he's got another Mustang to get around. Like, he's so close to that wall. It's always like with that camera angle, it's looking like they're just grazing that wall. But not does he. How much slipstream does he have? How much overlap? There is something going on between Benjamin Hignett and Leo Dreyer. Leo Dreyer is really on the rear bumper of the BMW. Fortunately, just not quite getting the overlap to get through, and Benjamin Hignett would just hold on to P7 for now, but Leo Dreyer looking like he really is on the charge against the BMW driver.
Now, the BMW and the McLaren does have more cylinders, more turbos, and more CC. And it looks like more aerodynamics. We'll have to see as Peterson Rodriguez once again around the inside of Graham Hill. That is exactly where they had that little incident earlier. Graham Hill responding in kind by going side by side through the last corner. We'll have to see through turn one. It looks like Peterson did have a better exit, and he is pulling away slightly. And Will Hammond, once again, not backing down either. Now they are just going to take the pain train. Oh, that's the wall.
Oh, and that big
Loses
a bit
two positions, but
suspension damage from that one.
he's alive. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, he is alive, to tell the tale.
I saw that car go for a bit of a jump, but I think that just unsettled it, and unfortunately he has met the wall, and will be lucky if he does not have suspension damage, but that looked like a pretty hefty hit, and cars are very fragile here on iRacing. You could sneeze on them and you'll break something, but now it's going to be Will Hammond against Graham Hill.
However, there's only 30 seconds left until the final lap, so Peterson's definitely just going to keep driving it like normal.
And obviously he's also probably used this fast repair already when you went into the pits that one time. So you only get one fast repair after. Once you've used it, a repair could take, well, depending on how much damage you have, it could take the entire race. But it's not officially the final lap for the leaders, as John McAdam is holding on to the lead with Lucas Keys in P2. And
Lucas
William
Keys
Morgan
taking the grass.
Yep, taking the grass line as the McLaren just trying to move out the way of Lucas Keys as he's slowing down. He probably wants to take the checkered as well, as John McAdam manages the final corner just as to keep it out the wall of champions, and he does, and will take the win here at the cup car layout of Watkins Glen. And Lucas Keys will take P2 with William Morgan in P3 taking your final step in the podium. Patrick Johnson does manage to keep Dylan Smith behind him, and actually has managed to build himself just the tiniest bit of a gap to P4 with Dylan Smith in P5. Now where is Nicholas Carter? Nicholas Carter will take P6 with Benjamin Hignett. Look at actually managed to hold off Leo Dreyer. And what's happened to Leo Dreyer? Leo Dreyer has lost 2 positions to Graham Hill and Will Hammond, so perhaps Leo Dreyer got himself to a bit of a battle and to a bit of an issue and has lost 2 positions, which means Graham Hill will take P8 and Will Hammond take P9, with Leo Dreyer taking the final spot in the top 10.
What a race. Genuinely one of the most fun races I've ever got the honor to commentate. Obviously, I'll never be back here again because of the whole 6-7 thing, but genuinely, so much fun. I'm so happy we decided that the organizers, Thermaltake, Glenn, and Matt Powell, decided to run this race during the break. Because they could have just said, nah, don't worry about it, we're just not going to do it. But man, love it.
That was some fantastic racing, and it's so far my favorite race of this season of iRacing, and just action-packed, just so much going on throughout the track. We still have some car on track, and he's finally crossed the line. But there you go, everyone's crossed the start-finish line. We've got some celebratory. Can you say the word? Thank you, John Gormley. Donuts in the background. But yeah, no, that was some very, very hard racing. But again, John McAdam taking the win here with Lucas Keys in P2 and William Morgan taking the final step in the podium. Patrick Johnston manages to keep Dylan Smith behind and takes P4 with Dylan Smith in P5. Nicholas Carter will take P6 with Benjamin Hignett in P7 with his recovery drive. With Graham Hill taking P8, Will Hammond in P9, and Leo Dreyer, unfortunately, with an unseen incident, will be the final person in the top 10.
I will want to say, Nicholas Carter, P6, we didn't see anything of him, which means he's had an exceptionally clean race in a race that was exceptionally sketchy.
Yeah, and same for William Morgan. He's been in P3 this entire time, but he's just been into a bit of a space of his own, and that's always a good race. Perhaps it's not the most entertaining when you're racing. Sometimes you do want to race people, but sometimes you need a bit of a break and just have a bit of a quiet race. But anyways, that was action-packed. Do you have any final words, John Gormley?
Yeah, let's do this again, except multi-class. This laid out multi-class.
With GT4s or M2s with M2s and Miatas and all that fun stuff. But anyways, we're not gonna keep you waiting. Our broadcaster is probably really tired and probably wants to go to bed. But anyways, you've been watching the Octane Online Racing Thermaltake iRacing GT3 series, or for this race, potentially a NASCAR series with GT3 cars. My name was Gobby, and commentating with me was John Ryan Gormley. You've been watching OOR.
See you next week.